What is up, party people? And we are back with a brand new edition, of course. It is, what is today? Saturday. It is fucking Saturday. And I'm going to tell you, I thought I had evil squirrels. Now they are my best fucking friends. Have you ever fed a squirrel before? I know it's not, oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me go freaking turn this fan on. Pause, please. Okay. It's hot. It's very hot today. We're in a heat wave and we might melt to death into California because it's 85 degrees. Gross. What up, salty dog? Okay, so I didn't even introduce myself, but I'm going to talk about my little squirrel game, so deal with it. I don't give a shit. So, my name is Jen. I am your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and everything else to work in your favor. I obviously know it sounds good to you, so click that follow button, click the subscribe button wherever you're watching from. Also, I'm going to mute my volume on my phone. Okay. I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. I'm here to help you do the same. If you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want to work with me one-on-one to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right and tight, some of you need to do that shit, okay? All links are in my bio or description. I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, I always upload them on the tube of the U. So while you're there, subscribe. Go do it now. Link is in my bio. And watch them. But, you know, at this point, I'm rather convinced a lot of you guys like to watch the shit. And then as soon as the live ends, you go about your day and go right back to the same bullshit you done before. What up, you city girlfriend? I saw your message. I got to read it, bitch. I've got to read it. Good, Sab. Good. Okay, also, I have a WhatsApp community. You're welcome to join our WhatsApp community. It is lit. You also get coaching in the WhatsApp group as well. And we have guided meditations, hypnosis audios, all the things to make it easy peasy for you. Okay. Oh, also, if you want us to rewrite your SP's story, which is very important, by the way, it's probably one of the most important parts of manifesting your SP back. Okay, is rewriting their story. So if you're interested in having us do that for you, links are in my bio. I am literally the low price leader in the coaching space because I refuse to upload my prices because I want to help as many people as possible. And I literally can't do that if I charge an arm and a fucking leg. Unless I target the elite. I thought about that actually. If there's a funny story is I was talking to one of my real estate friends, and where we live, the average cost of a home on the low side is $1 million. Okay. So she's like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go sell my girlfriend's home for $5 million. I was like, she's got real first world problems. She's like, because my girlfriend came, she was engaged to this man, and he went out to walk his dog and met the love of his life. Came home and it's like, peace, all from a dog walk. And she's like, she could really use you. I was like, ooh, in my area, target the elite. Good ass idea. Good ass idea. So anyway, that's on a side note. And by the way, we do have a friendly contest every day here on on TikTok that if you share this video or share this live, repost this live, all that glorious shit, you'll be entered to win some amazing prizes. And sometimes you're given an opportunity to work with me. Oh, good, Jackie. Oh, good, because that was fucking stupid. That was dumb. What up, Ness? So back to my little squirrel story. My mom ordered these walnuts in the shell. And I was like, the fuck? Aren't you supposed to just give them the nut? The shell is hard. And so, but I looked it up on the tube of the U. Or no, not on Google. I looked it up on Google and they said, yeah, in the shell because it helps sharpen their stuff. And I was like, okay. So I was on my way out today and I saw a squirrel. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, as if I'm like a squirrel. And so I made that noise and the squirrel looked at me. It worked. And before I know it, he was about to walk in my front door, and I was like, okay, we're not doing all that. But I went and grabbed a walnut in the shell, and he took it right out of my fucking hand. I was like, ah. Yeah, now they're my friends. Now they're my friends, Bevy. See how quickly you can turn that shit around? Because I was telling Bevy like 2 days ago, I was like, I think we have evil squirrels. How quickly could you, if you golden baby love, if you book a call, how soon can we talk next month? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Soon, whenever you want. Well, technically that's a lie. But like, if you wanted to talk tomorrow, we can talk tomorrow. It's totally fine. Okay? Now, don't tell everybody that shit. Okay? Because I usually don't take too many calls on the weekends. But I'll take your call tomorrow if you want. So, we talk mainly about SPs around here. So if you have any questions about your SP, drop them in the comments below. Day, I will get to yours in 1 second. Because I'm here to answer your questions. That's literally why I'm here, and to check your ass when you get out of line, which is also what we're going to talk about today too. And then also, if you don't like talking about SPs, then fucking scroll to the next slide. I don't know what to tell you. But if you also have any questions about making money, manifesting money, business success, weight loss, health, appearance changes, all that shit, I've done it all. Okay, I only teach what I've successfully manifested because, well, for integrity purposes, obviously. So, and I'm good at it. I'm good at it all. I'm good at manifesting on a time crunch. I'm good at whatever the fuck you want. So there we go. Okay, so let's answer your question, Day. Oh, look at that. Yesenia said she just received. See, I need to put these in a bucket. I'm getting organized this week, guys. I'm getting organized this week. I just received my new SP story a few days ago, and he already started showing up like that. Look at that. Look at that. That's how this works. I'm going to have Betty write me a story because she's not busy. You know what I'm saying? Baby's got nothing but time. So, I'll go ahead and have her write me my SP story because, it's all, you have to remember, SP stories are not a set in stone, one and done, thank you, ma'am, type of shit. Okay. It's constantly being refined because things come up from time to time and you're like, well, I don't like that shit, so I'm going to change that too. Oh, I also don't like that shit, so I'm going to change that shit too. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, the stories that are being written for you are definitely not AI generated. Bevy spends a lot of time on them. And sometimes it benefits her to write your story, at other times. Because you have to understand, when she's writing your story, it's like she's talking to herself, right? So what do you think happens? Her SP starts doing the things or saying some of the things that she wrote in someone else's story. We were laughing about that yesterday because, he's starting to do some of the things and say some of the things that she's saying in your guys' stories. So we have to give Bevy a break. Damn, that's good, girl. 18 out of 20. See, I would have been like 18 out of 20. I would have thought that was a solid 95%. But math is not my strong suit, and I could change that assumption. But for what? I don't care. Yeah. Oh man, it's hilarious. It was hilarious. I was like, maybe I should start writing more SP stories. I'm just kidding, Bevy. I'm just kidding. You've got this nailed, girl. All right, back to you, Day. Something unfavorable happened and I can't stop spiraling. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Girl, I'm gonna need a little bit more context. What the fuck? What is something that happened that's unfavorable? What was unfavorable? What up, Tyrese? Long time no talky talk. Tyrese is amazing, by the fucking way. That's right. Welcome to Mo. Stops for welcome to Mo. That's right. Secured a cleaning contract. God bless you, girl. God bless you. I hate cleaning. I wish you were local and you don't do residential, but I would love for you to come clean. I'm going to try and swindle my bestie to come and clean. That's her shit. She loves that shit. But then she hates doing laundry. I was like, well, we can swap. I'll do your laundry all fucking day long if you come clean my shit. Okay, Day, I need a little bit more context. What is something that unfavorable happened? Because usually when people say something unfavorable happened, it's usually fucking some stupid shit. Let's be frank. Okay? And even if something unfavorable did happen, why are you spiraling from it? Why don't you change it around? Things unfavorable happen. Oh, manifesting an SP. He unfollowed and removed me from TikTok. I was the only girl he was following. See what I'm saying? Case in point. The case in point. Usually when somebody says something unfavorable happened, what did I say? It's usually some stupid shit. Okay, come on. Day, I will only let this slide. That's right, girl, because you make $1,000 a day. Welcome to Mo. See how easy it is? Do you see how easy? Because Mo is an implementer. She's like, what should I say? I said, say this. She's like, on it. And so because of that, things favorable happen to her. Yep, make $1,000 a day, baby. Bring home the cash. Because, I told you, when you buy that Louis Vuitton bag, you're going to buy 2, and then I'll give you my address so you can shoot one to me. Although we have a purse palooza here on the side note, and they always wear, because where I live, they donate designer purses. And so I bought my girlfriend, my bestie, a Louis Vuitton backpack. Do you know how much I paid for that shit? And it looks brand fucking new. I would never use it. It's a mini backpack. $20, bitch. $20. Okay, so Day. The only reason why I will let this slide is if you're fucking 18. If you are not 18 and you're a grown-ass fucking adult, then why the fuck do you care if he unfollowed you on TikTok? Who gives a shit? Who cares? And he started following a new girl? Okay, so unless he has like 5 followers, who the fuck has time to go through their friends list to see who the hell they're following? I mean, if I wanted to, I could do that because my boyfriend follows like 6 fucking people, okay? So it's like, but who cares? Who cares if he unfollows you on TikTok? Do you want him to contact you? Do you want to talk to him? Or do you just want him to follow you? And you were the only girl he's following, and now he's following another girl. Who gives a fuck? So what? So no, absolutely not. I'm the only girl he fucking follows. Like, he cannot stop thinking about me. In fact, he's following me back right now. He is going to send me that follow request right now. What is wrong with you? You're spiraling. You are spiraling because somebody unfollowed you on fucking TikTok? Well, don't be a business owner. Don't be an entrepreneur because people follow me and unfollow me every fucking day. Do you think I spiral from that shit? No. Instead, I'm like, good riddance, bye. Okay? I don't really give a shit. Okay? I mean, I'm going to actually be manifesting followers, but that's okay. Anyway, but the right ones. I only want the right ones. I don't need 10 million followers that just are, Anyway, and be careful what you're consuming on TikTok. We're going to talk about that shit in a second because I'm tired of people getting hustled on fucking TikTok and blackmailed on TikTok. Be careful. That's why I tell you, stay away from spellcasters. Stay away from spellcasters. Most tarot card readers, except for the ones in my community, of course, because they're fucking amazing. And psychics. Stay away from them on TikTok. And I'm dead ass serious. And the reason why I tell you that is because I can't tell you how many times I have had people come to me that, one, have spent thousands of dollars. Like, it's sickening how much they've spent. 10 to 15 grand. Yeah, you heard me right. On spellcasters and psychics and tarot card readers on TikTok. And just for them to be blackmailed at the end of the day for more money. Yeah. And to also still not get their shit. We'll start with the obvious. They still haven't gotten any movement or anything from their SP until they found me. And are now getting blackmailed. Stay away from that shit. Seriously. because they have you fill out a form with all your crap. I do that same thing too, but you know what I don't do? Blackmail people. Oh, poor Teps. I got you confused with somebody else yesterday because what is the chance that I had two Lauras on my calendar back to back? I thought it was the same person. I did not know it was you, bitch. So I'm going to call you today, right after this, actually. Okay? Because I told Baby, I said I screwed up. I said I thought it was the same fucking person. So anyway, as I digress repeatedly, Day, back to you. You're going to grow the fuck up. Who gives two shits if he unfollowed you and followed another bitch? Like, why you're going to start spiraling from that? No, put your big girl panties back on and get a grip. Get a fucking grip. If you're going to spiral over something like this, you have to realize that you're going to spiral over a lot of stupid shit. Yes, affirming over and over again is simply repeating something. Yeah, it's repeating something over and over again because it's the repetition. You need to, everything that you do in life, poor temps, is based on repetition. You only know how to talk. Why? Because you repeatedly tried to talk. You knew your name before you could even talk. Why? Because people repeatedly told you your fucking name, right? Why does your dog know their name, right? You can literally call your dog his name and they'll turn around and look at you. How do they know that? Because you repeatedly called them their name. You know what I'm saying? You know how to walk. Why? Because you repeatedly fell down and got back up and tried to walk again. You know, eating. You only know how to eat because why? Did you think you picked up your shit? No. We used to do that thing, right? As children with our hands that our parents introduced us to, utensils. You had to learn how to do that, right? Everything is something that's learned, but through repetition, okay? Everything you do is repetition. So therefore, that's how that goes. Oh, look, here's a second Laura. What if my SP tries anything with me, but he has a gutter trash? Do I act as gutter trash doesn't exist? Is that it? Of course. Of course. Do you think me and my boyfriend weren't doing things when gutter trash was in the picture? Yeah, you're goddamn right we were. You're goddamn right we were. And I looked at it like I wasn't like in my feelings about it or felt some type of way about it. I was like, this is my man. You know what I'm saying? So I smiled. I was like, yeah, whose bed was he at? Mine. Right? Like that's the attitude you need to have, especially if there's gutter trash in the picture. So yeah, if he wants to act, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but me, you're goddamn right. You are goddamn right. All the live long day. Everything I did was as if there was no gutter trash in the picture. Okay. Now I'm not saying I never thought about it and I didn't affirm against it. You guys know I did. But my behavior when it came to my SP was as if she was non-existent. Yeah. As if it was just me and him in a fucking glorious, happy relationship. You guys know today what I did. I got to answer these questions because I get off track. What I did though today is, so Day, you're going to pick yourself up. You're going to affirm. You're going to check your inner conversations because right now your inner conversations are going against what you want. So you're going to fix that shit right now. If you want to cry, cry. I don't give two fucks if you want to cry and be all in your feelings. But you need to pick yourself up. Actually, poor times, I'm going to call you while I'm dyeing my hair. But you need to pick yourself up and you need to move forward from that. You need to evolve, okay? And so if you're going to cry, let the emotions flow, but check your inner conversations. Make sure they're on point with what you want. Like, no, he actually unfollowed her and followed me back. Duh. Golden baby love, what are you talking about? Do not piggyback. Okay, really, tail feather? Why do you do that? What? No. I don't believe that. She said, be careful. Squirrels are supposed to have rabies. I don't believe that. How are you gonna do that? That's just fucking rude, girl. I'm not gonna tell my daughter that because we have a date where she's gonna go out and put a walnut on her hand and have the squirrel take it from her hand. She has a little squirrel bench and all. And she's like, no. Are they sitting? When I tell you it's a squirrel, I'm going to take it and I'm going to show you. It's like this fucking big, okay? And she's like, no, are the squirrels sitting at the bench, like eating it? I'm like, the bench is not big enough for a fucking squirrel. It's big enough for like a figurine squirrel that you would. It's big enough for them to sit their fucking ass on the table. That's how big it is. And it's only big enough for one. So no, they're not sitting there eating. But it's cute. It's cute. Oh, fuck, I love my daughter. Although, when I was on the phone with Tyrese earlier, she's like, I'm telling her something. She's like, I can't hear you. I'm like, of course you can't. Oh, man. Chris. No, I did not. But I'm going to be in the WhatsApp group today. So I will be checking out your stuff. But based on your emoji that you put on there, yes. I love that. I love that. Okay. So just so you guys know, in case you guys are unaware, there's a little bit of restructuring here. Okay. I'm excited too, Sab, to talk to you. You sound like an amazing bitch. I'm so excited to talk to you. And I love you, bitch. I love you. There's some restructuring here going on. Okay. So in case you're wondering why people are being removed from groups, communities, things like that, it's none of you guys, of course, but there's restructuring because my job here, okay, as a company, my job here is to, is to make sure that I provide you guys with the best experience possible. Okay. So if you're in any of my communities, I want to make sure you have the best experience possible. And so because of that, if I have to restructure to put the people in line or to put the people around you that are here to support you, thanks to Feminine, and of course, Porteps. If I have to put people in place to better support you and to give you the level of support that you need, then that's what I'm going to do 1000%, because it's more about you. Like I tell you guys, I'm a regular ass person. Okay. And I actually give two shits about you. Okay. I actually care about you. Why would you be banned, Nadine? Thanks, Lindsay, girlfriend. Okay. So, because that's what it's all about. It's anything that I do, anything that we do here is always about you. Okay, it's always about you, to give you the support that you need, to get you the turnaround that you need. Because I know where I felt. Don't get me fucking wrong. Okay, so whatever, bro. And so I'm going to make sure that I put people in place that are going to cover what I fault on, and make sure that you guys are given timely responses, that you guys are given the support that you need and the right support and so forth. So that's what's happening right now. So don't get your panties in a bunch. It just means that things are improving and getting better for you, because it's always about you. Okay. Salty Dog, how do you talk to RSP? Is it the same affirmations we do? No. Ooh. No, I don't affirm to your SPs, in case you're wondering, when I manifest for you, because that's fucking, like, what am I going to do? Like, no, I don't affirm to, because that would be, I would have to live, and this would require me to overthink, and I don't do that. So I would have to, like, I talk freely. Okay. Clearly this is unscripted, unfiltered, uncensored. So I don't do affirmations to your SP. I have a chat with them. Like an inner conversation, but a fucking chat with them. Yeah, so I talk to your SPs. I don't affirm to them, because I would have to sit there and be like, you are always calling and texting Amanda. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that. So you guys play your part, but I talk to them, because I know what pushes out quicker. It's inner conversations, right? It's conversations. And so because of that, when I do the photo method for your SPs, it's not done the same way I tell you guys how to do it, because I'm not manifesting your SP to contact me, or to want to be with me. It's about you. So because of that, I run the conversations with your SPs differently, because I know what I'm doing and I know how the subconscious mind works. So that's what I do. So it's totally different. No, I'm not affirming to your SP. That would take me fucking forever. Can you manifest me a submissive man who's obsessed with me? Oh, I'll have to contemplate that one, baby. I'll have to contemplate that one because that would be like me wanting to not be entertained every day. Oh, real Miss Heather. I can't wait to read yours too because hopefully it's amazing. But the way you're saying all that, it sounds amazing. Of course. See, this is the thing here. This is what makes us different here is we actually get you movement. We actually get you movement. And don't play with me, Bevy, because I'll have a chat with your SP to rev it up a notch. But yayo, yes, you can manifest a submissive lover who's obsessed with you. A submissive man, excuse me, I said lover. Yes, that's not hard to do. That's not hard to do because why would they not be obsessed with you? I love you, girl. What if, oh yeah, I already answered that one. It's Saturday. I went and I threw a bunch of shit away today. I felt, it feels liberating when you throw things away. You know, I want to go axe throwing. I think that sounds fun. It's only fun though if you put somebody's picture on there. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. Can you manifest for me on a time crunch? Yeah, poor Temps, I can manifest for you at a time crunch. I'm very good at manifesting on a time crunch. But I'm not going to tell you what that time is. And the only reason why, because some people have asked me, I'm not going to tell you. Like, I don't need to. Because then you get all in your thoughts about it. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that I said, let me experiment with your SP. I was like, let me do a little something with our picture. And they're like, what are you going to do? I'm like, it's not your concern. And the only reason for that is because I don't need you guys getting in your own head space about it, right? I don't need you guys focused on the wrong things. So there's things that I will do to you. Everybody's different. So there's things that I will say or do to your SP because I'm always testing things. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome to get you quicker results, to get you quicker movements, to get you quicker things. But I'm not going to tell you what the fuck that is. What up, Terry girlfriend? I'm not going to tell you what that is because I'm trying to, you know, I love the mystery. But I find even a more kick out of it when you guys are like, but I find it more satisfying when you say certain things. And then I'm like, that's right. That's right. When I got home, he was on the couch wearing a new yellow shirt. I don't even know what that fucking word is, Lisa. Unless you're referring to your fucking self, bitch. I think that, oh yeah. You are. Snaps for Lisa. Jack moves. The police, corruption, poisoning the food and water in my home. I need help. More stupid ass government. Oh, okay. So Jack, first of all, you need to stop identifying. And I know that it can be difficult based on where you live and based on society, right? Based on what you see on the media and so forth. But you need to stop identifying with police corruption. Okay? Because the more you identify with police corruption, the more you keep police corruption alive and well. We don't want that. Okay. This is a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of problems would be solved if they would stop identifying with what the media is showing you because the media has its own agenda. Okay. But so stop identifying with police corruption. Okay. And start assuming that the police are absolutely amazing. They're here to help the people, right? They're here to keep us safe, to protect us instead of corruption because they have to be corrupt. They don't have a choice if you're going to view police as being corrupt. This is the problem with society. Okay, this is the problem with society is that, and I know it's a thing. I'm not discounting that it's a thing, but it's a thing because people keep breathing life into it. I'll tell you one thing I already knew. I've always been the person I've always been the type of mom, because you know my daughter's biracial. So I've always been the type of person where I've always wanted my daughter to stand up for what she felt was right. Always, right? And so she wants to go, she's straight, but she loves everybody. And she thinks everybody has the right to choose. She knows more about the acronyms than I fucking do. Okay. And she always wanted to go support the LGBTQ community and do their pride marches and stuff. I'm like, I think that's amazing. I'll go with you. Like, why not? Right. She also supported the Black Lives Matter movement. And she wanted to go to their march and stuff. And I was like, 1000%. I totally support anything you want. Because I think she should have her own opinion. She should do her own things. You know what I'm saying? And who the fuck am I to judge? I don't judge anybody. And so, but I will tell you, when the whole Black Lives Matter movement came out, I saw that shit coming a long time ago, based on how it was structured. But did I manifest it? Maybe. I manifest it coming to the light. Okay. But I think that it's amazing, right? I mean, I don't care. She's telling me all about the acronyms. I said, you know what? I love it all, but the only thing I will not do is identify anybody as they or them, because that is a multi-person. That implies more than one person. And from a grammar perspective, I will not do that. But I fucking love everybody. And so she does. She has all the things. She supports everybody, and she does all the things because of that. And people are like, but you shouldn't. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Who am I to just push anything onto anybody? She's just like me. So if she wants to go march for women's rights, we're going to go march for fucking women's rights. If she wants to go march for the pride community, that's exactly what we're going to do. And if she wants to go march for anything else, for fucking monkey rights, we're going to go do that shit too. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to support her. So that's what we do around here. If you don't like it, I really don't give two shits. Okay? Because it's weird. I've had people ask me when they book a call with me, they said, I'm gay. Do you have a problem with that? I was like, huh? I was like, no, I have lots of gay clients. What do I care for? They were like, oh, because some people do. Apparently there's coaches that won't work with them. I was like, I guess that's their prerogative. But me, no. People are fucking people. And who we choose to love is who we choose to love. So who the fuck are we going to judge? I'm not here to judge no one. Okay, Jasmine. I struggle with unwanted pictures in my mind of SP and gutter trash together. That's when I get really triggered. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because here's the thing. This is I keep telling you, because you'll be the same person, bitch, that's over here like, I'm locked in. Locked into what? Locked into what? Because shall you have unwanted pictures that pop in your mind of SP and gutter trash? Then that's when you're like, no, fuck that. He fucking hates her. She's gone away. He literally hates her. She's gone away. That's all you have to do. You don't need to be getting triggered by it, because that breathes life into pictures. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Instead, you should not be breathing life into pictures at all. You should, if something comes up unfavorable to you or something that you don't like, you flip that shit. Like, no, he fucking hates her. He's absolutely miserable around her. Like, he's completely fucking miserable right now. Yeah, he fucking hates her. She's gone away. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is discipline. Discipline. And you guys lack that shit. A lot of you lack it. Do you care to guess who gets movement quickly? The ones who do not lack the discipline. The ones who say, okay, Jen said to do this, I'm going to do this. Therefore, they get the movement. But the ones who get movement and then slide it back like it's a fucking ping pong battle within yourself are the ones who attend my lives, and then what do? React to the 3D right after. This react. This got triggered. I got triggered by this. I got triggered by that. Why are you getting triggered? And what part of, Jasmine, you should only assign meaning that's going to make yourself feel better, don't you understand? Do you want to get triggered? Because you're only getting triggered because you think they're happy. You think that they have a great relationship. That's why you're getting triggered. So does that make you feel good? Or would it make you feel better to tell yourself that he fucking hates her? All they do is argue, she's gone away. Which one's going to make you feel better? Come on. Come on, bitch. Stop that. Within a second, people change. I saw that, baby, which is why I addressed it here. Not like it needed to be said, but whatever. Sorry, me and Bevy talk through messages on my live. What up, Crazy Court? My SP Spicy desires me so much. Any tips on making it a bit more emotion-based? Yeah, so you need to figure out what you need, the feminine divine, you need to figure out what emotion-based is for you, okay? So it's all about how you describe this person, right? People in the law of assumption community think it's all about fucking affirming, right? And like I got off the phone with the lovely Tyrese today, and he's like, I have followed a lot of TikTokers, and he goes, and I was affirming. He's like, and not shit was happening. He goes, and it wasn't until I met you where I'm starting to get movement. I said, right, because it's less about affirming. If all you had to do was affirm, everyone would have their shit. It's less about affirming and more about how you see this person, okay? So it's how you describe them. So you need to go in story mode about what you want from this person. You want them to desire you, great, but you also want them to be emotion-based. So he's constantly telling me about how he feels. He is the most affectionate person in the planet when it comes to me. Like, yeah, he is constantly, expressing his feelings. He takes my feelings into consideration. He is the most attentive man in the world to me, right? Whatever emotion-based is for you, what would that be for you? How would you know that that's showing up? Dissect it, right? Define it. What are the qualities of an emotion-based person that you want? And then that now is in his description. That now is who he is for you. So that's how you describe this person. So when you describe this person that way, which is what somebody said when they just got their SP story back, and somebody here on my live yesterday said, what's up, Bill? Someone here on my live yesterday said that when they got their SP story back that was written by my team, that things started to change because it's not about affirming, because you can affirm that they're always calling and texting you, and then when they call you, they're an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not about that. It's about how you see this person, how you describe this person, how you want and expect them to be for you. And then when you see them that way, they show up that way. Okay, so that's what I want for you to do, is figure out what is emotion-based to you. How would you know that that is it? And describe that to yourself. Well, now that's who that motherfucker is. Very emotion-based. Whatever that is, because I can tell you what to say in the story to create emotion-based, but I'd have to talk to you, right? Because emotion-based it's kind of like communication. Communication, you could ask 20 people what communication is. You're going to get 20 different responses because everyone's definition of communication is different. So you have to know what that is for you, because a lot of times where people will say, I just want them to communicate better, sometimes you do have to know what exactly is communicating better to you. Because when you tell a man that, they're like, check, got it. So, but their definition of communication is different. So, where you're bitching in your mind that they're not communicating with you, in their opinion, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I am communicating with you. Because they have their own definition of communication. So when you want them to communicate better, you need to know what that looks like to you. What exactly is that you want from them other than communicating? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do. Don't worry, Salty Dog. A lot of people need to be yelled at today because I don't know. Thanks, Effeminate. 4 attempts. Hey, everybody wants something different. If you want a submissive man, when I think submissive man, okay, this is where my mind goes. Call it what you want. I don't give a fuck. But when I think submissive man, I think dominatrix. Did you know there's a dominatrix convention? Did you know that? I had no idea. And I was at this mastermind years ago at a hotel in LA. And I walk out on break and I'm like, what in the, thanks Tyrese. I'm like, what in the dominatrix shit is going on here? Because there's people walking around in leather, like, or what do you call it? Pleather, chains, whips, like all this stuff. And I'm like, what in the, so I ran across it and I saw the big banner. I was like, I had no idea this was a thing. Part of me wanted to go in. Like a part of me wants to go to a furry event because I think that I would just find it completely fascinating. But then I wouldn't want to engage and then I might get kicked out. Oh man. That's right, Lindsay. She said you got mine to be even more flirty and finally touched my shoulder where he was nervous. Ooh. That's because he quivers. That's because he falls weak at the knees. Right? What is that? I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly breathe. Yeah, that's how he feels whenever he's around your ass. Mm-hmm. Nancy, why on the fuck would your SP know that you're manifesting them? Unless you told them. That would be the only way. That would literally be the only way your SP would know you're manifesting them. Because they're not going to know that. Okay, they're literally not going to know that. You have to look at it this way. If my boyfriend is well aware of me manifesting and what I do, like he literally knows what I do for a living. And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. So you don't need to worry about it. He's not going to know you're manifesting. And you know what the funniest thing is? Even if he did know, it still works. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. All right, Lisa. So after yesterday's live, manifesting my 20-year-old son would wear a yellow shirt. Oh, that's where the yellow shirt came from. Now, have you seen your power? Because in case you are new here, I tasked everybody because I said, don't take my word for this shit, okay? This is what changed everything for me, okay? This is when I didn't question anything. I went all in. I just went all in. I did not question a damn thing. I just did it because, thanks, Jessie girlfriend, because what changed everything for me was when I was like, so my boyfriend's always been a white tee type of guy, always wore white tees. No, he doesn't, but he used to always wear white tees. And so I was like, and I told you guys, we lived one building away, so I had to see him all the time, okay? And so I was literally like, he's going to wear a yellow shirt today. He's going to wear a yellow shirt today. I said like a couple times. 2 hour, and I was on my walk that, I don't usually take, but I was taking to get his attention. And so I was on my walk. All of a sudden, 2 hours later, he came walking out of the house in a yellow t-shirt, in a yellow tee. And I was like, oh. And 2 hours later, he was back in a white tee. And so I was like, but when that happened, I was like, oh shit. Okay, so if I can get him to put on a certain color shirt, why can't I get him to do anything else I want him to do? So I was all in. I was all in. I was like, oh, hell yeah. That's how this works. Got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I know about the subconscious mind, but when you're learning how to really harness your power of manifesting, you have fun with it. You should have fun with it, And so that's what I did. And so I was like, let me just do something that you have no resistance to and prove to yourself. And so I can't tell you how many people, somebody on the thing goes, 30 seconds. Yeah, Courtney, 30 seconds. She's like, within 30 seconds, she said he's going to wear a certain color shirt. She had confirmation that he's wearing that color shirt in 30 seconds. And here Lisa had confirmation. Thanks, Therese. Lisa had confirmation that of a yellow tee. Same day, less than 24 hours later. That's how quickly it works. Okay, that's how quickly things push out. So have fun with it. I want you guys to prove it to yourself. Pick someone at random that you know. Okay, it could be anybody. that you see often. And tell yourself a couple times that they're wearing a certain color shirt. And watch how quickly they wear that color shirt. Mm-hmm. If you have kids, you can be like, you're cleaning your room today. You fucking love cleaning your room. She's totally cleaning her room today. Watch how quickly they do that. Watch how quickly they do that. I have people that do this all the time. They're having fucking fun with it. So you're proving it to yourself. Thought transmission is real. They got the idea to wear that color shirt. No verbalization needed. So if you can get them to do that, why can't you get them to call you? Why can't you get them to text you? Why can't you get them to come see your ass? It's no different. It is no different. The fact is, but the reason why there's no difference is, this is why I tell you guys to throw random shit out there. Because the only difference is you said it a couple times and left it alone. Mm-hmm. You said it a couple times and you went about your day. You went about your day. You went about doing things normally and then boom, pushed out. That's how we leverage. We leverage what we know and what we've experienced. So we're saying, okay, if that can push out within a fucking millisecond, usually it's the negative shit, then why can't I take the same principle and push out the positive? Because you did not robotically affirm for your breakup. Who the fuck walks around like, he's going to break up with me, he's going to break up with me, he's going to break up with me, he's going to break up with me. He's an avoidant, he's an avoidant, he's an avoidant, he's an avoidant, he's an avoidant. You don't do that. But when you're talking to random people, you're like, yeah, he's just an avoidant by nature. Like, I don't understand. Like, he's just so fucking stubborn. Like, right? But you're not walking around robotically affirming that. But that's what you're saying at random. Therefore, that's exactly what happens, right? You question your relationship. Therefore, the breakup happens. But you weren't walking around robotically affirming for that shit. Okay? You didn't think about it again. You just thought about it and then went about your day and then boom, the breakup. Boom, this happened. Boom, that happened. Which is why you need to put things out there at random that benefit you, not that don't benefit you. Yes, Golden Baby Love, we can talk tomorrow. We can talk tomorrow. But here's what you need to do, okay? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes, he said she is affirming and rating her perfect SP story to his photo. Have you ever thought about doing that? Yeah, and got a phone call at 2 a.m. To come over. Do you see how this works? Power of the SP stories, baby. But that's clever. Have you ever thought about rating your SP story to them? Telling them who the fuck they are? Don't worry, Bevy. Your man is focused on being a better man. His 5 steps to being a better man. Oh, Golden Baby Love, what I was saying is if you're going to book a call with me, schedule the call. Okay? I don't care what day it is. Schedule the call first. And then send me a message to say, booked a call. Booked a call for this time. Can we move the time? Because then I can just move the time. I don't have to actually book you in. Okay, it's a 1-step process. But anyway, it makes my life easier. So to slide the call than it is to schedule. So schedule the call though. Okay. And then you can reach out to Bevy because she's clearly not busy. Nesp, when you manifest for us, are you using profile WhatsApp name? When you manifest for us, are you using profile WhatsApp name? Should I send my actual name in message? No. No, I don't use names. I don't use names, to be quite frank. When I'm looking at your SP's photo. Oh, Bevy, I love you. When I'm using your SP's photo, I actually don't use any names. I don't use your name and I don't use your SP's name. What the fuck am I going to be like, Brian? I know who the fuck he is, okay? He knows who he is. So I'm like, here's what your shit is, okay? And we have you named not as Nesp, bitch. So if your name, we have you labeled as what you booked the call under, I believe. So if that's not your name, then shoot us your name, okay? Shoot us your name. All right. Excuse me. Salty dog, but the end of the month is a fucking long ass time. Okay, that's a long time. Y'all need to stop doing that shit. Like, I would like him to commit by the end of the month, huh? It's the 12th. That's too long. That's too long. No, he's committing tomorrow. That's what's going to happen today. Today, right now. Actually, he's committing to me right now. Right now. He's committing. I don't know what Bevy's talking about. Just ignore Bevy at the current second. I might mean you. That would be true. But you didn't call me out. I love you. Jen, I'm going to share how you got your SP back on your YouTube channel to my sister so she knows how it works. Do it, Jackie, do it, because then she will get it. She will understand. She will understand. Lisa the Butterfly, after thinking about SP's mom supporting us, had a dream with her urging me to come home. Oh, I love that. I love that. Elena, you're going to do what I said, correct? Based on our call yesterday? Oh, I will send you the notes. I will send you the notes today. Today. I am going to get him to conform. What is wrong with you? But we're going to do it on the way we see him. And Sab, if you use the word trying again in your fucking vocabulary, because you say try a lot, eliminate that. We don't try. We do. Okay? So I am going to do this. See, this is a lot of the problem with this is why spells, psychics, tarot card, this is why none of that shit works. Because you're going to try. Let me try this. Therefore, it doesn't work. Right? No, we don't. We have to eliminate that from our vocabulary. We do. Okay? We don't try. Okay? So you're manifesting for SP to break no contact. What's the best way to affirm that? Okay, so you need to, 1, stop identifying with no contact. Okay, 2 is this is where you manifest back in steps, right? So it's like, I am all he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about, leading to contact. He's always calling and texting me, contact. He's constantly spending time with me, escalation in relationship. He'll do anything to be with me right now, relationship. Okay. So the reason why we add those two at the back end is because the repetition creates the assumption if you're going to affirm. Okay. The affirming is only to create repetition, to create the assumption in here in your subconscious mind, which is what pushes out. So we want the escalation of a relationship to happen quickly. This is why things speed up when no contact is broken. Because when no contact is broken, you've already been creating the assumption of he's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me and he'll do anything to be with me right now. So you've already been working on creating that assumption. So when no contact is broken, it's like quickly, because we want the assumptions to be created in the background. But this is where you all fuck up, is no contact's broken. Job done. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. You must continue to affirm. You cannot get back to, I don't care if you get whole back together tomorrow. You cannot stop affirming for it. You have to continue to affirm for it because you're doing it for yourself to keep your thoughts in check. Okay. You need to still maintain your inner conversations and make sure that they're in alignment with relationship. Amazing. Everything is great. You need to make sure that all of that is still in check, because if you don't, this is why it slides back. This is why you get back together, then you break up, then you get back together, then you break up because you stop doing it. You can't do that. And you go right back to the old patterns that you had before, which are in your mind. They run on autopilot. So you need to see yourself as being the perfect wife, perfect girlfriend, perfect this, perfect that, right? Because that is an identity at the hierarchy of change. But you guys keep reacting every fucking waking second you get. Hey, Jen. What up, Jimmy? How do I remain patient when doing all these techniques to break no contact? You don't need to remain patient. Who the fuck who has patience? Patience is overrated. In fact, I don't think you should be patient about anything. I'm not patient about shit. I'm not patient in a line. I'm not patient anywhere. I don't like any of it. I don't like any of it. But since I talked to you guys about it, care to guess when I went to Walmart the other day, how many people were in front of me? One, bitch. One. I'm that person that will go and walk through. I don't care. I will walk past all the lines to figure out which one has the least amount of shit. Because I'm not patient at all. I had an ex-boyfriend who he loved to self-checkout. I don't know why. Why? For what? What are we paying for if we're self-checking out? I'm saving people's jobs by not self-checking out. But that's true, though. It's true. I'm helping you not be replaced by AI. You're welcome. And he would do that with like 20 bottles of Gatorade. I'm like, who the fuck has time for this shit? Like, I'm not doing all that. I get impatient by everybody. Anybody who drives slow. We live in California, Southern California. We have no patience for slow drivers here, which is why people that don't live here don't like driving on California highways, because we have no patience. So you don't need to be patient, okay? And there shouldn't be a lot of techniques you're doing. You need to keep it very clean and crisp. If you were to focus, if you were to focus on three things only, really, it's only three things. It's how you see them and how you see yourself. We'll chunk that into one, right? How you see yourself and how you see them. Affirmations to discipline your mind, right? Just to discipline your mind, to distract your thoughts, and inner conversations. That's all it is. And when you're talking to their photo, that's an inner conversation you're having. It's a conversation, right? Inner conversations, spoken conversations, they're all conversations, right? So just think conversations. Those are the only three things you have to worry about. Those are the only three things that you should be doing. Okay? Because if those are the only three things that you're doing, because that's all that's pushing out anyway. That's all that's ever been pushing out into your reality are those three things. So you should be doing those three things only, but seeing them as the person that would always talk to you. Like, they can't stop thinking about me. They think about me every time I breathe. They fucking think about me. Okay? And of course they're going to contact me. Why wouldn't they contact me? Like, see, when I say those things, that's inner conversation. How would you naturally talk? How would you naturally talk? That's an inner conversation. All right? Robotic affirming is same word for word verbatim over and over and over again to create the repetition. But the thing is, this is why inner conversations, why do you think I focus mostly on inner conversations? Because you have to robotically affirm for the assumption to be created, right? Repetition for the assumption to be created. But the assumption has to be created first. So if you're reacting every waking second you get, if you're thinking outside of what you're robotically affirming, that's already an assumption you have, no contact, okay? So you already are assuming, this is for all of you that are in no contact, you're already assuming now, because of the 3D, because of what you see, that you're in no contact, that you're blocked. This is already an assumption, something that you know. So if you want something to change, you have to change the assumption. Okay, what you know, you have to change what you know. So this is why I say stop checking the 3D, because all you're doing is reaffirming what you already know. You're blocked. What you need to check every day for to see if you're fucking unblocked. For what? For what? Because all you're doing is keeping that what you know right in place. Blocked. No contact. No contact, blocked. Because you keep identifying with that. That's already what you know. So if you want to change that, then this is why they talk about robotic affirming, because you have to do it consistently and not think against it to create the new assumption, the new knowing of, no, I'm not blocked. No contact. No, we talk every day, right? You would have to do that by saying, he's always calling and texting me. He's always calling and texting me. He's always calling and texting me, to create that new knowing, that new assumption. But if you want to speed things up, then that's when we bypass consciously affirming to create the assumption in the subconscious to replace what we already know in our 3D to be true. But when we do that by having natural conversations within our mind or verbally to yourself about something different. No, we talk all the time. We literally talk all the time. We literally just talked yesterday for 2 hours. Like, we talk all the time. He loves to talk to me. You know, like, he can't go a single day without talking. We're always like, I wake up every day to a good morning text, this, that, and the fucking third, right? Is because that's something you're naturally saying. So it goes right up into the subconscious mind, which is why when you say some random shit in the heat of the moment out of your mouth, it pushes out quickly. Did you affirm for it? No. Did I have to affirm that my boyfriend was going to hurt himself? No. I said it one time out of anger. One time. 48 hours later, boom. Pushed out. Okay? So that's how quickly things push out, because you say it and you don't think about it again. You say it naturally to yourself in an inner conversation or to somebody else, right? Or you can say it to someone else. And boom, it pushes out again and again and again and again. Did you affirm for it? No. Did you have to create the repetition for that? Nope. So if you didn't have to do all of that, that's where we leverage. That's where we leverage what we know about the mind and say, well, I didn't have to affirm for all that shit. I didn't have to create the repetition and think about it over and over and over again. I thought about it a handful of times or once, or I said it a couple times, and then it pushed out. So if I could do that with the negative, why can't I do the exact same thing with the positive? It's no different. It's no different, but it speeds up. Because if I have to create the repetition to get it here, for it to push out, who the fuck? No, I want things quickly. So that I'm going to do that just to distract my thoughts. But ain't nobody got time. Time is of the fucking essence, okay? Time is of the essence. I am not about to sit here and have it take a million fucking years or a year or 6 months or none of that shit. I'm not about to do that. So if I have to leverage what I know, and while I'm creating the repetition for things that I want to distract my thoughts, but I want shit quickly. So if I've got to make sure because this is where you go wrong in the manifestation community, is they have you so stuck on the fact that you affirm your life way, affirm. Right? But they're not telling you that your inner conversations are pushing out too. So you're affirming, but your inner conversations are like, no, this isn't happening. Like, he's still not talking to me. It's been 9 months since we last spoke. Like, why isn't he talking to me? Why am I still blocked on social media? You're thinking against, your inner conversations are going against what you're affirming for. So then you come and you find me and you're like, I've been doing this shit for 9 months now. Good girl. Good, Rhea. Now, listen, bitch, stop reacting. Stop verbalizing. Internalize. Okay, so that's what you have to remember, is we think common sense wise is, no, like, you're playing games with yourself, right? You're spending this is why it becomes exhausting for you, because you're affirming, but your inner conversations are going against everything you're affirming for. But care to guess? Of course, I give you a routine, go to baby love. But do you care to guess what your inner conversations are about? Your current reality. Okay? Yeah, the feminine divide. I have people book calls with me for all kinds of shit. So yeah, if you want coaching on techniques, sure. I do business coaching, I do all the things. Because that's my background. Is not my background, but my background is the study of the mind. NLP. But that's what you have to remember, okay? And that's what they don't tell you. But your inner conversations are based on your current reality, the current circumstances, what you know to be true for you right now based on your current reality, which is why I tell you guys, it's so important for you guys to stop reacting. Stop checking the 3D. if you can. And if you can't stop checking, then you need to control your mind. You need to discipline yourself. So I don't know how many fucking times I have to tell you this, but when you're going to check the 3D, because let's be honest, the only way you're checking the 3D is by checking social media, which I don't know how many times I have to tell you social media is not real. It's not real. Okay. So is it weird? I want to see if my mom can hoist me a sandwich. I just randomly thought about this because it's a taste of Lake Forest today. And I don't want to pay $50 to go, but I kind of do want to pay $50 to go because they give a shit ton of food out. And you know what I do? I bring Tupperware. I'm not going to eat all that food, so I bring Tupperware. But you have to go and stay towards the end because that's when they just start giving food away. Like Jersey Mike's, I brought home like a dozen sandwiches. Did I need a dozen sandwiches? No, but I only wanted the inside of the sandwich. Oh man, I kind of want to go. Or just meet my mom in the parking lot, like a drug smuggling, right? And meet my mom in the parking lot and be like, hoist me some sandwiches. And then meet me in the parking lot and give them to me. As I digress. But anyway, I tell you guys to not, I was just thinking about that. I'm hungry and I want a sandwich. I tell you guys to do your best to not check social media, to not do that because and if you can't, affirm right through that shit. If you're going to check, you're literally begging to get your own ass triggered, which is weird. And so if you want to check, then you better affirm the entire time you're checking because you're having inner conversations while you're checking their social media. And then it's triggering you, which means okay. So we have to think, logically speaking, if you're being triggered, you're obviously having inner conversations. Why would you be triggered? Right? Something is triggering you, a thought, and that's an inner conversation. Okay. And you're having an inner conversation about this shit, but then wanting something different. But this is what you know to be true right now. This is what you know to be true right now. In your 3D, it's kind of like when you check your bank account, right? You check your bank account and you have all these thoughts about how you need money and how I don't have any money and this, that, and the third. All this scarcity mindset comes into play when you check your bank account. But that's the thing, is that's true for you right now because you're seeing the numbers, right? This is your current reality. It's true for you right now. So it's something that you know. So instead, you have to tell yourself something different because inner conversations go that direction. So when you're checking your bank account, you should never be like, oh shit, I need some money. Money is tight. No. Instead, you check the bank account. I don't care if you see $20 staring back at you. You should be like, hell yeah, I got plenty of money in the bank. Shit, I pay all my bills are always paid on time. I have so much money in the bank. Money comes to me from everywhere. That's literally what you should be telling yourself instead. Because then what do you think is going to be true for you? That. Instead of what you're telling yourself now, because what you're telling yourself consistently now is in your reality. Which is why I say, what do we say? When it comes to, I'll say it for us. You already know what we say to the 3D. Fuck the 3D. When it shows you something that you don't want to see, fuck that. Nope, I only see what I want to see, not what I see. And you do that by giving a positive meaning to everything. Positive meaning only. Assigning nothing but the narrative you want it to have. You have to do that. Because you guys are wondering why you're not, you guys are constantly wondering why you're not getting movement. And that's why. Because you are ping-ponging. You're affirming, but then you're reacting every waking second you get to the 3D. You're assigning negative meaning after negative meaning to the 3D. But that's already what you know. So if you want something different, you have to tell yourself something different than what you currently know. Commitment. I don't know if he wants to, I don't know what this is. Well, because you're going based on your current reality and based on the words. You can't do that. What did you say? How do I deal with my SP texting me dryly out of nowhere? I've been really on top of affirming. Okay. Mariah, did you just join? Bitch. Okay, listen. how do you deal with SP texting you dryly? Okay. First of all, no, dry text means exactly that, dry text. This is where texting, like I say every day, texting is misconstrued because this is where emojis come into play, LOLs come into play, all that shit, right? Because it adds tonality to the text. Okay. But when there are no emojis, what happens remember, words to communication, words that come out of your mouth is only 7% of total communication. 93% of total communication is tonality and physiology. Okay. Text doesn't have physiology, nor does it have tonality, but unless it's given emojis or an LOL, LMAO, whatever, all that shit, right? Then that's why that adds tonality to the text. That's the whole purpose of those. Okay. Now, when none of those appear, it's kind of like when people yell, kind of like when people write in all caps, they think you're yelling. But now I'm like, I'll write in all caps and be like, love this for you, bitch. Am I yelling at you? No. But what happens is you read the text and you are assigning a tonality to the text. Okay, you're giving the text tonality. And that's the problem with communication, which is why oftentimes, like my brother, he just talks to talk in the text. And sometimes I would be like, why do you have a fucking attitude? And he's like, what are you talking about? I don't have an attitude. Because that's what the tonality I assigned it would mean. He had an attitude, but to him, he was just writing a text. He's like, I don't have a fucking attitude. Okay, so there's a difference. So you're assigning dry texting, okay? And this is where I said it's not, you can affirm till you're blue in the face about, he's always calling and texting me, and he'll text you dry all fucking day long, give you an attitude all day long, because it ain't about that. It isn't about that. It's about when that text comes through and it's a dry text, you're like, in our conversation, he is so sweet. He's always showing me affection in the text. Like, he writes me the sweetest text. He talks to me with the utmost respect, right? Like, this text is so sweet. He's always showing me affection in the text. You now gave it the tonality you wanted it to have. And you'll notice the text will start to change to match the tonality you're giving it, to match the meaning you're assigning when he texts you. Instead of saying dry texting, you're going to keep getting dry texting. You could affirm till you're blue in the face that he texts you all day, every day. Case in point. And he does, but it isn't the kind of text that you want. And I get this all the time. Yeah, he's talking to me, but not in the way that I want him to, because you're not seeing him as loving, sweet, always says the nicest things to me in the text. Like, he literally is the kind, you're not seeing him that way. When you see him that way, the tonality of the text change. The things that he says change because it's how you see him. So one, you're going to start assigning the tonality to what you want it to mean, right? The kind of text you want it to have. I don't care if he's like, yo, in the text. You'd be like, he's so sweet. He's always so sweet. He sends the sweetest text. And you'll start to notice them changing when you keep assigning that meaning. Okay. Also, you're going to start seeing him as the person who is constantly showing you affection. He is like literally so loving to you, always shows you compassion, all that shit. The way that you would naturally describe him, then that is the way he will start to show up to you. That's right, Rhea. That's right. Because I literally got a phone call today with someone who was like, so she was reactive. Okay, to something that had, something her SP did. She was reactive to it. So instead of bringing her little happy ass fucking home, she did not. And she was talking to him and she asked him, like, are you okay? I just want to make sure you were okay. And he answered her question with, yes, I'm okay. He had a problem. That's why he had to leave, right? But she didn't ask him once. He already answered, but she kept asking him. She asked him a couple more times. And he's like, now he's getting annoyed because it's like, I already fucking answered this question. Why do you, have you ever noticed that? when you keep asking the same goddamn question, they literally will say, why do you keep asking me that? Yeah, they answer the question, move on. So then she said, are you seeing someone else? And he was like, no, right? But he was offended by that. He's like, now you're calling me a cheater, this, that, and the fucking third. I said, well, let me ask you this. I said, when he asked him that question, did you want to know the answer? What if he said yes? She's like, well, no. Then why the fuck would you ask that question? I would never want to know the answer. I ain't asking that goddamn question because I would never want to know the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And you have to see, yeah, this is like, seriously, this is the way that you would honestly see that it's literally all you. It's all you. Because they'll do certain things that will allude to relationship, right? But you aren't sure that this is what it is. Part of you thinks that this is a relationship because you do a couple things, but a part of you don't. A part of you wants him to confirm that this is a relationship. So because of that, he'll do things that speak relationship, but then will confirm the opposite. I don't want a relationship. Even though the actions that he's doing speak to the contrary. And that's because you're fucked up in your mind about it. You want a relationship. You think a lot of the things that you do in the moment are a relationship, but then you question if you're actually in one. So therefore he confirms, no, that's not what this shit is. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Golden Baby Love. How do I manifest SP to spend more time with me and not his homeboys? Well, you need to start seeing, Golden Baby Love, yourself as the priority. As the priority in his life. Okay, as the top priority in his life. Because this is why they tend to act different with their friends than they do you. Right? Because their friends have very different assumptions. Because remember, everyone is you pushed out. Meaning that if you want to look at it this way, every one of us have 55,000 split personalities. I mean, if you want to look at it that way. because you have to show up in everyone's reality based on their assumptions of you, right? Same with your SP showing up in your reality, his friends' realities, co-workers' realities, family realities, based on their assumptions of them. So you have to know this. So this is why they act different with their homies than they do with you. And that is because their homies think they're a rockin' ass good time. And their friends definitely think they're the priority. They definitely do. They think they're the priority. Therefore they are. What up, Kim Fan's girlfriend? Thanks, Yessie. That's always why you guys end up being frustrated that they will show up with they spend a lot of time with their friends, right? Because they think that they absolutely think they're the priority, 100%. They don't even have to tell themselves that. They just know, right? We're a rockin' ass good time. Therefore, they're constantly with their friends. Thanks, Kim Fan's girlfriend. And then it frustrates you because you want him to spend time with you, but you're wanting him to spend more time with you. You see what I'm saying? Snaps, Rhea. You're wanting them to spend more, thanks, girlfriend, spend more time with you. Do you think that his friends want him to spend more time with them? No. They just know. They're like, yeah, here's where we're going. Like, hey, let's go to the bar tonight. They're not like, hey, do you want to go to the bar tonight? And questioning, like, is he actually going to come, though? They don't give a fuck. They know he'll be there. See what I'm saying? Well, thanks, Kim Fans girl. They know he'll be there. They don't question it. They're like, hey, we're going to watch the game at this bar tonight. Like, we're going to go around 7. See you there. They just automatically assume he's coming. You know what I'm saying? And so because like, hey, we're going to watch the fight at 8 o'clock at this person's house. They're not like, are you going to come? No. They're like, that this is where we're going to be at. And they already assume he'll be there too. He's coming. Versus you, when you want to see him tonight, you're like, but is he actually going to come see me? Is he going to like, are we actually going to hang out? His friends don't do that, which is why they hang out with their friends more. So if you want them to be different, you need to channel your inner homeboy vibe. You need to channel your inner homeboy vibe and be like, yeah, no, bitch. Like, no, I'm going to go ahead and assume now that when that man, I want to see him tonight, he's coming to see me for sure. I'm going to stop questioning because they're not questioning. So when he says he's coming to see me, I already know he's coming. You know what I'm saying? Or like, hey, let's go to the movie tonight at like 7. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And he'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. And you need to see yourself as the priority. He's always making time for me. He literally is always making time for me. Mm-hmm. Yes. I answered your question, Golden Baby Love, but you're lucky I'm working backwards. You're lucky I'm working backwards. Mm-hmm. Okay, Tati, listen. I understand that people oh, that's cute. He saved it in a phone. I love it. Yes, Terry, I will. Okay, Tati, you are welcome to your opinion about spells. But I've told you numerous times, I've told my members, and I hold nothing back. I've said numerous times, the only way they work, just like prayer, is if you believe they will. But you have to have the belief first. Most people, when they do spells, when they go to spellcasters, are going to give it a try. They're coming from desperation. They're coming from wanting results. So they're trying everything. So therefore, it doesn't work. Because like you said, why do you pray? You've never even seen the person you're praying to, have you? Who the fuck says Jesus looks how he looks? Who knows this? You've never even seen the higher power you're praying to. Never met the man ever in your life. But yet you pray. Why? Because you believe your prayers will be answered. But why? Why? Here's also what they say about prayer. When are your prayers answered? Go ahead. When are your prayers answered? On God's time. The fuck? That sounds ridiculous. On God's time. Okay, so when you pray, God is going to sit there and be like, okay, first of all, bitch, you go to church every Sunday, but I see what you do Monday through Saturday. So, no, it's going to take a little while there. No, I'm going to make you wait. You're going to wait till I decide that I'm going to answer this prayer. But you, oh no, I've been seeing you. You've been walking with the Lord 24/7. So yes, your prayers are answered immediately. No. Your prayer is answered the second you actually believe the prayer is answered. Because what you don't understand is why you pray. You are subconsciously, because you believe your prayer will be answered, you are subconsciously taking the action, the aligned action, to match what you're praying for. I'll debate the shit all day long. I don't really give a shit. I'll debate the shit all day long. I've worked with several witches. When it comes to their SP. Yeah, they're a lineage of witches. And they're like, no, I'm good at everything, but for some reason my SP, I just need help on this, right? I work with a lot of people in the holistic space. I work with a lot of tarot card readers too. I have a lot of clients that are tarot card readers. All kinds of different people. Okay? But they only work, those things only work when you assume they do. That's the problem. The people who buy them, most of them don't assume they will work. Therefore, it doesn't work. They're hoping. They're hoping it works. They want it to work. But you can hope and pray. You can hope on a wishing star all you fucking want. But until you assume that this is the answer, this is the answer. Absolutely, this is going to work. I know this is my solution. I know this is going to work. Unless that is an assumption and a belief of yours, that shit ain't working. Sorry, girl. I'll debate the shit all day long. Because, like I said, if the spells work, logically speaking, if the spell is what was working, then spellcasters would have a 100% success rate. 100% success rate. If the spell was doing its job, wouldn't they? They would. Because if all you needed was the magic spell, the magic pill, they'd have a 100% success rate. Just like if diets worked, then they also would have a 100% success rate, wouldn't they? But they don't. Care to guess why? I already answered why. So, there's that part. There's that part. And it's not shade towards you. This is just reality. This is just a fact. This is called common sense. Okay? This is called common sense. Do you know how many people have came to me because they've tried lots of spells? You want to know how many of them got their SPs back? But the spell works. It always boils down to the assumption. Yes, Golden Baby Love, I can book you in tomorrow. Okay? All right. K8, what umbrella affirmation would you suggest for getting SP back, money, and life in general? Everything in my life is perfect. Everything in my life is perfect. I always get what I want. Everything always goes my way. Because that implies exactly that. That's the umbrella. That's my go-to umbrella affirmation if you're looking for one when it comes to SP, money, life in general. Sneh. I heard your SP gets your affirmation when you affirm for them. Is that true? Yes. So oftentimes what you will find out, which is a lot of what our members experience, is oftentimes what will happen is they will repeat your affirmations back to you. Yeah. They're not like, it's not like when you're affirming, they're like, I'm always calling and texting you. That's typically not how it happens. But what will happen was certain things that you'll say, they will get, what's it called? They will repeat your affirmation back to you. So, or they will say things that are in total alignment with your affirmations. So like when people are affirming gutter trash away, oftentimes they will repeat the affirmation back to you. So it's like when I was saying, he can't stand her, he would say, he's like, I can't fucking stand her. Oh yeah, I'm completely disgusted by her, right? Things like that, because that's what I was saying in my affirmations. Okay. Same with, he hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. Yeah, they'll say the same things back to you. You're saying she's crazy. They'll be like, oh, she's fucking crazy. Yeah, they'll say it back to you. Different things that you'll be saying, like, every time he drinks alcohol, it makes him sick. He'll be like, he goes, I think I'm getting the flu. Like, I don't even want to drink alcohol anymore, right? They'll start to say things back to you that are in your affirmations, but also your rampages, your stories, right? The things that you're saying about them, they'll start to repeat back to you. Yes, that is 100% the case. It happens all the time. Sure, the feminine divine. I love good NLP techniques. Can I tell a different story for my parents to own a new home? Because the current... sure, Jimmy. It is everything in my life is perfect. I always get what I want. Everything always goes my way. Ow. Okay, Lisa with the butterfly. Can I tell a different story for my parents to own a new home because the current one they don't like? 1000%. 1000%. You can describe that to yourself. Like, and this is not something that you would have to like affirm. No, you would just need to tell a different story. Like, you could literally do it once a day. And be like, yeah, they're actually selling their home and they just found the perfect home. They found the perfect home in the perfect neighborhood. Like, they're so excited to be moving, right? Things like that. And that will happen for them. 1000%. I hate living in the end. Just live in the end. Just decide. That shit still gets me every time. Just decide. Live in the end. It's like, you let me know. Let me know how that works out for you. Because I told you guys, the same people telling you that same shit are the ones that cannot just decide and live in the end. I mean, call it what it is. Because if they could just decide and live in the end, they'd have everything they fucking want, wouldn't they? They would, because they just decided and just lived in the end. But they don't. Well, why not? If it's so easy to just decide, live in the end, then they'd have the perfect life. They'd have everything they've ever wanted and more. Which is why I will never go on those people's fucking profiles or watch, or I will never engage in their videos because I'll challenge them on that concept all day long. And then I told you this, maybe I should, then I'll take all their followers. I'll be like, so if it's so easy for you just to live in the end and just decide, do you have your dream life right now? Because if it's so easy for you to do that, or do you just want to tell people to do what you don't do? Because it sounds good on a YouTube fucking channel. Because you saw it in some YouTube videos. But it took you years to manifest your recipe? Okay, I guess. Okay, the feminine divine. With your, stop identifying with having ADHD and ADD. Identity, in NLP, identities are at the hierarchy of change. So we have to stop identifying with, link is in my bio, Chrissy girlfriend. We have to stop, that's right. Terry came in hot and heavy. Terry came in hot and heavy when I first met her. I love her. We have to stop identifying with things that don't benefit you, right? Or you take your identities and leverage it, right? So if you want to, if you have these identities, if they don't benefit you, you need to change them and stop identifying with them. So stop identifying with having ADHD, ADD. I tell people stop identifying, because I just told the group last week, I said, when would now be a good time to stop identifying with having anxiety? Because as long as you keep identifying with having anxiety, guess what? You continue to have anxiety, right? But your body only answers to one entity, and that's your mind. Okay, so your mind controls everything, and these identities are at the hierarchy of change. So if you're going to identify yourself with having anxiety, depression, all this shit, guess what stays right in place? Exactly that. Versus saying, no, I have perfect mental health. I literally have perfect mental health. I'm fucking brilliant. I've got perfect mental health. I have impeccable focus. Like, my mood swings are on point. What mood swings? I have completely stabilized moods, or emotions. All of those are different inner conversations to have where all of a sudden the ADHD and everything goes away. Because you're not identifying with it anymore. I won't let anybody put a label on my daughter. Ever. Ever, ever. Ever since she was born. Well, that's not. Yeah, ever since she was born. Anytime. She'd do her little checkup at the doctor's, her eye exam, all that shit. At the doctor's. And the second they were done, I was like, go way out in the waiting room before why mommy talks to the doctors. I would never have her in the same room because a lot of the things that we identify as weren't even told to us. They were told to our parents and we were in the same room because parents like to talk amongst themselves like the children are fucking deaf. This is a lot of my problem with my daughter's school in the area we live in. Her daughter had said some shit. Some girl at the playground said some stupid shit to her. It like made no sense. And my daughter, she doesn't like take things personal. She's just like, okay. Some girl came up to her during the holidays and she's like, you don't like Jewish people. All black people don't like Jewish people. And she's like, the fuck are you talking about? She's like, what are you talking about? And she goes, you don't know how to play the dreidel. Why would we play the dreidel if we're not Jewish? Like, you know what I'm saying? But what the fuck? And so I was like, well, as a fourth grader, she heard that from somewhere and it wasn't in the school library. I was like, she obviously heard everything that they regurgitate on the playground. They heard from their parents because their parents want to talk freely amongst themselves, like politics and stuff. My bestie's daughter is a Trump supporter. I'm like, you don't even know anything about Trump. Like, what are you talking about? But it's regurgitated because parents like to talk amongst themselves without realizing children are in the room and hear them. Okay. And so forth. So I would never let her be in any of those rooms, but that's where my beef was. And I went to the school and I went to the teacher. I said, you better talk to the child and their parents, or you better tell their parents to meet me or you better tell their parents to meet me in the parking lot after school. Yes. Little 5'2" me will snatch a fucking fourth grader up all day long if they come for my kid. But my daughter's like that. She rides for people. She rides for people. In her soft-spoken little voice. Golden Baby Love, if you click on the link in my bio and you click on the session you want to buy, then you click on that, check out, and then it takes you to my calendar. If I put it the other way around, people would be booking calls left and right. But it automatically redirects you to my calendar. Okay, Mariah, because he's only sending you one word responses when he used to double text full sentences because here's how, it's all patterns, right? It's all a pattern. It only takes 2 times for it to become a pattern. Okay, so maybe let's say he sent you a text and you were busy, okay? Or he was busy. And so he sent you a 1-word response and you're like, the fuck? That's dry. Well, now, next time he sends you a message, next time you talk, he now sends you 1 word again. Maybe he's busy and sent 1 word again. And now you got a whole pattern. So now you're expecting 1-worded responses and because you're bitching about them. And therefore they continue. But stop doing that. Be excited that he texts you. First of all, be excited that he's texting you in the first place. Okay. Because a lot of people on here want to text. Okay. But second of all, change the context of that. Like, no, he communicates everything with me. Like, he loves to text me. He literally loves to send me full sentence. Like, he sends me long ass text messages. Whatever you want. And he will change that. Yeah, Golden Baby Love, I told you when you book the call, when you check out, you're going to get the calendar, book a call. I don't care what day it is. It could be 2 weeks from now. Book a call and then shoot me a message because you'll get my number. Then shoot me a message, say, hey, this is Golden Baby Love. And I need to move our call to tomorrow. Then I will slide your call to tomorrow. Okay? But just pick a day. I don't care what day and time it is. I don't care. You know, not all guys. I mean, you can change this about guys, but not all guys are like, let me send you fucking novels in the text. They're usually not like that. They're not like that at all. I get like 1-sentence responses all the time. Because he's more of I'd rather talk on the phone type of person, right? If we're not in the same place. He'd rather talk on the phone than text. I mean, I personally would too, because I don't like that shit either. I'll leave a voice. You guys know if we talk, I leave you a voice note. I know you sit there and be like, because it pisses me off when it wants to fucking autocorrect my ass. I hate that shit. And it autocorrects to something that makes no damn sense. And I'm like, stop doing that. So I'd rather just talk. Chrissy, what do you mean you? Oh, good. I'll let it slide because you said you wish you had listened to this earlier. No arguing. No arguing. Look at here. If you don't argue, if you were just like, I'm not a fucking arguer, I'm not about to argue. Not about to fucking argue. If you just lived your life under that principle, do you know how much more peaceful your life in general would be? More peaceful than ever, right? Like my brother is constantly, he thinks it's an insult. I personally think it's a huge compliment. Because he goes, you know, the one thing I can't stand about you is you act like nothing is a big deal. Well, what do you want me to do? First of all, it's a little stupid for you to come to me about your problem and think that I'm supposed to think it's my problem, right? Like, why would I act like, he's like, so you don't even care. What do you want me to do? This is not my problem. This is your problem. I'm listening to you vent, okay? What do you want me to do? You want me to get riled up as if this is happening to me? Because it's not happening to me. So how do you want me to react? Like, and then, so I react. And now I'm upset. What good came from that? Did we solve a problem here? No. So why would I react? To what? To what? Like, I'm not saying emotionally, but like, I don't need to react because I'm in the solution business. That's like my motto. I said, I'm in the solution business, like period. I don't need to react to shit because I'm here to find a solution. And so, you know, because there's this whole thing that happened with my brother, and he reacted very hostile. Okay, which I've already changed the story, but he reacted very hostile and blaming everybody. Everything is everybody else's fault. Nothing is his, and this, that, and the fucking third. And I was like, well, if you would have piped your whole ass fucking down. And I told my mom this. I said, if he would have piped his whole ass down, I have a solution for him. But why would I give him that? I don't need to. He can come correct. And I'm going to change his story when he wants to come correct. Then I'll give him the solution. But it's a very simple fix. Right? Because he comes to me for everything. Why do you think he comes to me for everything? Because I'm in the solution business. I'm not in the let's fucking cry about it business. That's not what I'm in. I'm in the, okay, you have a problem. Let's fucking resolve the problem. Duh. You guys sit there. You want me to sit there and listen to you whine, moan, and groan about it, or you want to fucking fix it? Because last time I checked, when you whine, moan, and groan, you're clear examples of this when it comes to your SP. When you whine, moan, and groan about shit, what is being fixed there? Nothing. All you're doing is making it worse. And at the end of the day, you still don't feel good. So what benefit do you have by reacting to shit over and over and over again because you still don't fucking feel good? Your feelings are hurt. You don't feel good about it. Things got worse. And here you are. No solution. That's the stupidest shit in the world. That is the dumbest life model plan in the planet. To sit there and run your life like that. But I told you, things in your life are built off of patterns and processes. So if you think for one hot ass second that you're only reacting to your SP, you're sadly fucking mistaken. You react to everything in your fucking life. You overthink everything in your life. That's what you do. Because you're doing it with your SP. You do not draw the line. Okay? You're not like, no, I only react when it comes to my SP. I'm only emotionally charged when it comes to my SP. But I don't react to anything else. If you're telling yourself that, you're fucking lying to yourself. because you react to everything in your life. You are not just a victim. You do not just have a victim mentality when it comes to your SP. I guarantee you that is not the case. And Lisa, he doesn't fucking live with her. Stop talking about that. I guarantee you that's not the case. You need to understand that. Terry did get put in jail, but you know what? A lot of times that's the way. That's the way people change shit. They're like, I'm not going back into jail. We have jail in our WhatsApp group, yeah. But you have to understand this. You are not just a victim you are not playing the victim card only to your SP. Your entire life, you're playing the victim card. Nothing is my fault. Everything is happening to me. Everything is happening to me. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. It's the economy's fault, for fuck's sake. You guys will blame everybody. It's the Republicans. It's the Democrats. It's the economy. It's the area you're blaming the whole ass area you live in. It's the area I live in. You don't get it. Oh, I don't get what? The fact that you're playing, that your entire life you're playing the victim. Everything is happening to you. And you're just a special case. They're just targeting you. Is that what they're doing? You're just being targeted. That's right, girl. That's right. He lives on his own. Fuck her. Fuck her. See what I'm saying? Because, yeah, Gutter Trash lived with my SP. My ex Gutter Trash lived with my boyfriend, but I never acknowledged that one time. I never told myself that. I knew that that was the case, but I never told myself that. Ever. Nope. That was a roommate. But that's what you have to realize. So you need to stop being the victim. You need to break these patterns in your life. Stop reacting to everything and everybody. Stop being the victim in your own reality where everything is happening to you and nothing is your fucking fault. I tell you, if you can't drop the old story, if you want an apology from your SP, that is because you're playing the victim. I need an apology. Why? Because I'm the victim here. I'm the innocent bystander. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. He's being the asshole. He's the one being mean to me. I did nothing wrong. You know damn well that that's a fucking goddamn lie. But if you keep playing the victim card, you're living at the effect of everybody, everything, society, everything. You're living at the effect of it, which means you cannot find a solution to it because it's not your fault. If it's not my fault, well, I'm perfect. I did nothing wrong. Well, then your SP ain't coming back. And if they do, they're going to come back in the same form that they did in the first time, and it's your relationship going to end the exact same way it did the last time. Because it's not your fault. So because that your subconscious mind stops working, it's like, oh, it's not our fault. We don't need to find a solution to something that's not our fault. But when you put yourself at cause for it and you say, no, this is my fault. I caused this through my thoughts, through my inner conversations. This is how I did cause this. And I selected asshole version of my boyfriend. That's what I did. I did this. I selected worser version over the course of our relationship. That was all me. I have to accept personal responsibility for that because then your subconscious mind goes, ping. Well, we need to fix this shit. Yep, we need to fix this. We need to find a solution to the problem. So this is the problem. We've accepted responsibility. I've learned my lesson. Find a solution. You wouldn't be dipping an old story if you would learn the lesson from it. That's the only reason you can't let it go. That's the only reason you can't let it go. Because you haven't adapted the learning yet. You have to adapt the learning. And if you're not sure what that learning is, Ask your subconscious mind. Go back to the breakup in your mind and ask your subconscious mind, what is there to learn from this? That when I adapt the learnings, I can let it go. First answer that pops in your mind. You're not even thinking about it. First answer that pops in your mind. That is the learning. And now you can let it go. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Is for you to adapt the learning from it. This is part of when I walked you through how to eliminating your negative emotions. What is the one question I asked you? Ask your subconscious mind, what is there to learn from this that when I adapt the learning, my subconscious mind can easily let it go? First answer that pops in your head. That is the answer. You guys need to learn to listen to your subconscious mind. It's that gut instinct. They call it gut instinct intuition. That's your subconscious mind talking to you. Okay, that's what it is, where you get a feeling like you shouldn't go this direction, you should go another direction, you find out there's a major accident there, or something happened on your typical route home. Yeah, that was your subconscious mind saying take a new route. But oftentimes, Glenn Moore calls it the whisper. But oftentimes, we don't pay attention to it. And then it goes wrong. And then it goes wrong. But you need to learn. So I want you guys to do that today. I literally want you to do that today. If you're having a hard time, drop in the old story. Ask your subconscious mind, what is there to learn from this? That when we adapt the learning, we can easily let it go. First answer, not thinking about it. First thing, it doesn't have to make sense to you. First thing that pops into your mind, that is the lesson to learn. Because your subconscious mind knows. And then you'll let the shit go. Let it go. And do things differently. Because you guys annoy the shit out of me. You guys know, you guys annoy the shit out of me. Do you understand? Yeah, that's my boyfriend. He's like a couple word sentence type of guy. So you need to because you guys, yes, so I do, my background is NLP. However, if we take what we know, okay, is I strayed away from certain things when it comes to NLP because it's creating false assumptions within you that don't benefit you, right? So like NLP they'll say certain things like you shouldn't use negative words like never or don't because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference, okay? So it'll say like, if you say like don't, it turns it into do, right? So that's what, but I was like, but who decided that shit? Who decided that? A person, right? A person decided that was true. Probably because he said that word one time and then he did it. And then he was like, oh, you can't do that. But how many times have you ever said, I never get sick? Have you gotten sick? No, right? I say that all the time. I never get sick, therefore I don't. So it's like, so then who decided, but they say you're not allowed to say it. You should not say that. Okay. It's kind of like limiting beliefs. Are there techniques to eliminate your your limiting beliefs? Yes. But why do you have to go digging for it? Why do you need to know where it came from? Who cares when you can decide something new today? You know what I'm saying? Because eliminating the negative belief doesn't install a positive belief instead. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, it's not like you have a scarcity money mentality from limiting beliefs, right? Uh, like, like making money is hard, right? So like, let's say that that's like your limiting belief is about money is making money is hard. Um, so when you let that go, it doesn't mean that you now all of a sudden believe making money is easy. You know what I'm saying? You don't. So it's like, so do you need to do that? No. You just need to decide something different, right? You need to tell yourself something different because at the end of the day, it still doesn't mean making money is easy. So you may as well just start telling yourself something different, and that will automatically override the negative belief about money. The only reason why you want to know where it came from is because you're going to go fucking you're going to go act like a thug and go call your parents out on it. Like, Mom. Oh yeah, the feminine divine. It's like, Mom, you fucked me up. This is all your fucking fault. Yeah, I found out where that limiting belief came from. This is all your fault. You're not gonna do that shit. That's why I think it's hilarious. That's right, Jackie. Yeah, that's your boo. That's your boo. Fuck gutter trash. Fuck all the gutter trashes. Fuck all the gutter trashes in the world. They can go back. The dumpster's getting full. You know what? The dumpster's getting very full in our community because we're sending gutter trash right into the dumpster all the time. It's getting real full. We have to have the dump truck take them out like every day. Yeah, and that's why the feminine divine, because you have to start seeing you have to start describing them differently. So if you'll go and whole story, and I want you guys to spend some time on that today, okay? I want you guys to spend some time on it today, because maybe when you jump on my coaching calls, we'll have a little bit more. We'll be able to move progress a little bit faster when you know how the fuck to describe your SP. He's my best friend. He's so amazing. He's just amazing. And here's the thing too. I don't think a lot of you guys know what makes them amazing for you. Why them? You need to know this. You need to go on whole describe mode. Okay? I want you guys to do that because therefore when you get on my calls, we can make some progress around here. Because a lot of you guys will start describe, like sometimes I'll have to be like, okay, stop, hold the fuck on, bitch. I was like, that's not what I asked your ass. It's not what I asked you. Stay the course. Stay the course. Okay? I ask a question and you're going into all the shit that's wrong with him. And I'm like, is that what I fucking asked you? That isn't what I asked you, but mental note, we'll address that, but that's not what I asked you. But I want you to that's what I want today. I think this will move your needle the most, okay? One is you guys already know my challenge this week is pick one thing you want from your SP to do, and we're not going to waver from that. You're in no contact. I want them to contact me. Period. Okay? Now, the second thing you're going to do is I want you to actually pay attention to how you see them. How are you describing them? What do you know about them? Not what do you want to know about them, but what do you know about them? Positive. Split it into two columns. Split. Positive, unfavorable. Favorable, unfavorable. What do you know about them? Because oftentimes you guys will take things, you'll describe them, right, in a great way. You'll want all these things from them, great. But then in the same hottest breath, you'll be like, yeah, but I know he's like not a talker. Like, I just know that he has like these insecurities about his past, or I just know that he like lacks commitment issues. Like, huh? No. I just know he's super fucking stubborn and like, you know, this, that, and the third. Those are unfavorable things. But that's how you're describing them on autopilot. On autopilot. You have to change that. That's why people have us help. That's why people have us help them rewrite their SP story. Because there's a way to word it. You have to change these things. But when you're in the midst of your story, right? Because this is your SP, it's not our fucking SPs. So when it comes to your SP, you're in the thick of things. So you're not even aware of certain things and how to flip it. Okay. And so that's what we do is we help you flip it. And to do it in a favorable way, because you don't understand that you are describing them one way, but partially describing them the opposite. But what you know about them is what's keeping it here. So you need to pay attention to how you describe, how you're honestly, this isn't delusional. This is honesty, is how are you honestly seeing them? That's a problem. Okay, because you're justifying their behavior. Good, because this is where justifications come from. This is where the justifying their behavior comes from, where you're like, well, I know that he just like he's not like the best at communicating, or he like takes a long, I know that if I text him, he's going to take like a long ass time to text me back because that's just how he is. Like, I just know he's like really busy all the time and this, that, and the fuck that. Huh? But then you want to know why he doesn't have time for you? See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? So we need to fix that shit. You need to fix it. I know. But this is why people will jump on a coaching call with me and be like, sorry, I'm rambling. I said, no, please continue, because that's how I pull your language out. Okay? That's how I help you. That's how I get your language pulled out so that I can go ahead and help you figure out what the problem is. Because when you just talk freely, you're not paying attention to the language, to different things like that. And that's good, because you're just talking to be talking. This is part of the problem. So this is where, when people work with me, that's where we're different. I told you guys, stay away from coaches that say we don't talk about old story. Be like, okay, well, you kind of have to talk about old story. How the fuck do you know what the problem is? Oh, man. Man. How's everyone else's Saturday going? Oops, see the feminine divine? See, that's why, yeah. You got to learn to listen to that gut instinct, that intuition. You got to learn to listen to it. Because again, your subconscious mind, or whatever you want to believe in, higher power, all that shit. How the fuck is he supposed to, how is your higher power supposed to talk to you? You're going to sit at your computer and all of a sudden words are going to come across the screen? No. It talks to you through your gut instincts, through your intuition, through random things that pop into your mind. Whenever you have a random thought that pops into your mind, that is your subconscious mind talking to you. Especially if you're in business. Usually people are like, how are you going to do that? I go, I don't know. You're going to grow your business from scratch. How are you going to do that? I don't know. Not my problem. I have the easy part. All of you have the easy part. It's like, I don't know. I don't have the... That's not my problem. I only have to know what I want. That's all I have to do, right? Like Santa Claus is my subconscious mind. I only have to know what I want. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to get it. That's not my problem. But I also know very much how to listen to my subconscious mind. Okay, so when I get random ass thoughts that pop into my mind when it comes to what it is that I put out there, then I'm like, oh. They're like, do you know how to do that? Nope. A thought came to me yesterday. I was like, sounds good. This is the plan. And they're like, have you ever done that? Nope. Nope. But I'll figure that shit out. That's all I know. That's all I know. And then guess what? It all works out. Yeah, yeah, Kirsty. You visualized her climbing in the dumpster and the truck taking her away with her feet hanging out. That shit is fucking hilarious. A golden baby love, if you ask me this goddamn question one more fucking time, yes, I will you need to schedule the call, pick a day and time, and then I will move the call, and then you're going to send me a text, and I will move the call to tomorrow. Okay? I've said this like 18 times now. Good. See, this is where I said, yes, Chrissy, a lot of times, this is what people don't realize, is so many times it's easy to complain in our mind about our SPs and the things they're not doing, the things we want them to do and all that shit, but you don't realize that they're hearing it. Then you question things, right? You question things, and you also don't realize that they're not questioning it because you're questioning it. Even if it's a momentary question, you could literally question it one hot second, but now they're questioning it, and it pushes out, and it's like that's not the shit. That's not the shit at all. Well, you keep getting signs that are breadcrumbs. Any advice on how to get solid movement? It's been weeks. Yeah, you can stop focusing on the time. You need to stop focusing on the time. Okay? First and foremost, stop focusing on the time. Okay? And then the second thing you need to do is you need to check your inner conversations about what it is. You need to check your inner conversations about what you're focused on, as if it's true for you. Okay, so this is where I say the worst part of the reason why people struggle with getting contact after being in no contact is because they're focused on no contact. No contact. It's been 3 weeks. We haven't talked since February 14th. This, that, and the fucking third. Like as if that date is of significant value to you. And so it's like the breakup happened and you were like no contact happened, and you took out the fucking calendar and you were like, put a big circle on that bitch and star that bad boy. And then look at it every day and count the days. No. And that's the problem, is because it's realizing that you're not ever, and I get one every day, Bevy. It's always the same one. It's always the same one. Bullying and harassment. But so instead of focusing on no contact and how many days it's been since we've last spoken and this, that, and the fucking third when it comes to no contact, instead you should be focused on contact. The fact that we're always in contact, right? This is not delusional, okay? Is like people will act like it's a delusion. It's not delusional. This is facts. This is a fact, okay? You have been in contact. Okay, thanks, Ben. You have been in contact since the last time. You've always been in contact. Since the last time you spoke to them in the 3D, you have always been in contact. So if you would switch your mentality from being in no contact to we've been in contact the entire fucking time, like we literally just spoke. Well, when's the last time you thought about them? Oh, that's the last time you spoke to them. We speak all day, every day. Like literally, we talk all. This is not something you're making up. This is true. Okay. So it's like, if you think about them often, then it's like, no, we literally talk all the time. We talk all day, every day. Like, I literally just talked to them 5 minutes ago. I talked to them like 18,000 times a day. Seriously, literally. Those are the inner conversations that you should be having, because that is true for you, actually. So because of that, you have to think about, if I flipped my train of thought to thinking contact, because that's true. So the inner conversations that I'm having, you should believe, because it's true for you. It's very true for you. So if you believed those inner conversations, then guess what would push out? Contact into the 3D, because you're all focused about the fact that you talk all the time. Like, literally, I just talked to him 2 seconds ago. Like, we talk every single day. We have the best conversations. Like, literally, we have the best conversations. We talk all the time. Every single day. That's true for you. You're not making the shit up. Okay? So it pushes out because it's true. You know what I'm saying? So when you come from that notion, then things speed up, because it's like, okay, well, if our subconscious mind pushes out what we know, which is why I say to tell yourself what you know, because your subconscious mind also takes you at your word and does not have the ability to decide. So if it doesn't have the ability to decide, if it's designed to take you at your word and it pushes out what you know, one, I should start telling myself what I know, because it takes me at my word. And two, then I should find a way to step into the assumption and the knowing and the belief that this is true for me. And so the way I do that is, instead of viewing no contact, is start viewing the fact that thought transmission is real, and I've been doing this the whole time. I think about my SP, so yes, I am in constant contact with my SP. This is true, right? It's finding the loophole, if you will, in the system. Instead of all these fucking people on these creators being like, no contact, no contact, no contact. No, you're in contact. If you thought about them right now, you're in contact with them right now. You're talking to them right now. You talk to them all the time. So you may as well tell yourself that shit. Because it pushes out what you know, and you know that this is true. See what I'm saying? So a lot of times you guys will sit there and say, I don't think so. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Shit. Thanks, babe. We're going to do the photo method today. We're going to skip the cord cutting because, time is of the essence, and I did not realize what time it is. And thank God for Bevy. Even though she doesn't do shit around here. I love her. Good, Chrissy. I'm glad. I'm glad you are in a good place. Oh, we're like family around here, girl. If you are new here, we are family around here. We all get to know each other, and we are family, and we actually do give a shit about you. What happens after it, Anna? You're in a WhatsApp group, so your SP's photo's in there. Oh, yeah. Busy doing nothing. I get to work. You play your part that we discussed, and I get to work. Were you able to access your notes? But I get to work. Okay? Okay. I hope you found this helpful, because it's very important. Laura, yes, I will look at your messages. Not if they're whining and complaining, though. I'm just kidding. Fuck you. But I hope this makes sense to you, okay? I literally hope this makes sense to you, because you have to come from this perspective of understanding, okay? You have to understand. If, this is the problem with other manifestation creators, is that they They keep it too woo-woo in the fucking clouds for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything's woo-woo shit in the clouds. And that's because they don't, and everything's be delusional. Just be delusional. Be delusional about what? There's nothing to be delusional about. I dated this person. I know this person. So what's there to be delusional about? Nothing. Nothing. You're stating facts, things that you know, right? If you're going to be delusional, you have to step into the assumption and the belief that that delusion is true for you, which is why most people don't get their shit, because you have to step into the delusion, right? And you have to assume that that's true, but it's fucking not true. Okay, so you have to really stick with that delusion. Versus if you just went back in time, like we're going to do now, what's there to make up? That's true for you, right? This is facts. So, and on top of that, people like to say manifestation is not logical. That's also not true. What up, Funny? That's also not true at all, because they're also saying conscious creation, which you're not consciously creating anything. That's also not true. It's called conscious awareness, but you're not creating anything consciously. You're creating it subconsciously. So you're consciously aware. You're becoming consciously aware of what you're curating, so you can curate something different. Okay. And so you're not creating from a conscious perspective. That's fucking not true, and so we have to think about that. And then if you know how the subconscious mind works, I told you guys, there's a conscious mind, a critical factor, which only job is to accept or reject information that goes into the subconscious mind. So if you're consciously doing something or listening to something, why they want to keep it all woo-woo in the fucking clouds, it has to make sense to you. It has to make sense to your conscious mind. If it doesn't make sense, this is why I bring logic into manifestation. Because if it logically doesn't make sense to you, because the conscious mind is the analyzer, the thinker, okay? The logical part of your brain is it has to make sense to your conscious mind so that it goes through to the subconscious mind so that the critical factor accepts the information into your subconscious mind. Duh. So this is where you must bring logic into manifestation. You have to. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, then the fuck? Then you think you're just being delusional all the fucking time. And it's like, Delulu is the new Salulu. Yeah, it is. But be delusional about the fact that, like, this is how it ends. That's all I need to know. You know what I mean? But that's it. That's it. All right. All right, bitches. Let's get the photos of your SP out. Because I have to go to the restroom. Yeah, good, the feminine divine, good. You should. Why are you having a really fucking sad day, golden baby love? The fuck are you sad about? You can be sad, but keep your thoughts in check. Yeah, of course. Of course, you can do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'll tell you guys different ways again to leverage the photo method after. And then I'm going to give you your fucking task for the day, aside from the task where I told you guys that you were to pick one. I told you yesterday you were to pick one thing that you want from your SP. You have until Sunday to get that result. You want contact? You have until Sunday to get that result. So you better get to disciplining your fucking mind. You better get to controlling your inner conversations. You better get to all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You need to get yourself out of problem state, out of it's not here fucking state into I have it state, it's mine state. That's what you need to get yourself into. You need to shift states. That's why I said you say everything in my life is perfect. Oh my God, freaky. A love spell just came up on my YouTube. I mean, I guess I could unsubscribe to them, but why? I enjoy watching their little shorts where they're like, say this word, which I'm like, how do you know if you're saying it right? You know what I'm saying? They're like, say this word, blink 4 times. then stare at this star for 30 seconds. And then comment. That's the biggest fucking load of shit. That's the biggest clickbait shit I've ever seen in my life on YouTube. They're all the same. They're all the same. They tell you, what the fuck do they tell you? Oh, they start it with this way. Which is like, they're like, karma is real. Karma is real. Oh, that's very false programming. That's how they start it. Karma is real. Then they'll tell you all about this thing, like how your manifestation is coming today. You're gonna get the best news of your life today. That's that, and the third. And then that's when they hate with the karma is real. And then they say, in order for you to claim this energy, you must like, comment, and share this video. So if I don't like, comment, and share this video, then I don't get to claim the energy. But so many people don't know, and so they don't want to. They don't want to risk the chance that they don't get to claim the energy. So here they go. Heart the fucking video. There's a couple people. There's a couple people on YouTube. That shit is hilarious. That's what I say. The feminine divine. I'm like, I don't believe in karma. Why would I choose to believe in shit like that? But yeah, there's so many of them that say that now. Karma is real. Okay. What does that have to do with this video? Okay. And she fucking calls herself the same thing I call myself, which is fucking rude. But she has the domain name, that bitch. Anywho, I digress again. Okay. So you have the pictures of your SPs out, okay? So I want you to go back in time, okay? I want you to go back in time. I want you to remember, I want you to go back to the beginning of your relationship. That's exactly what they're doing, the feminine divine. I was like, wow. Desperate times call for desperate measures, which most people with millions of followers bought that shit. So, anyhow, and they continue to buy their comments too. Anyway, so we're going back all the way to the beginning of your relationship when you first met your SP, and I want you to remember who you were. Who were you as a person? When you first met your SP, you were different. You weren't the same person you are today, and you weren't the same person at the end of your relationship than you were in the beginning of your relationship. Because oftentimes throughout our relationships tend to bring up insecurities. They create insecurities within yourself. Also, your identities can shift in your relationship. Your relationship starts to change your identities because who you are starts to be defined by your relationship. That cannot be done. That cannot be done. You need to go back into the beginning of your relationship and you need to remember who the fuck you were. Who were you? Because in the beginning of your relationship, you had a confidence level about you. You knew who you were. You were not wrapped up in your assumptions of you were not wrapped up in your relationship. You weren't in one. You were totally fine being single. You were living your life on your terms. You were living life, enjoying life. You had an assurity about you. And then you met your SP. And sure, maybe you wanted to be in a relationship with your SP, but you certainly didn't need to be with your SP. You didn't need a relationship. You were fine being on your own. You need to step back into that identity. You need to remind yourself of who you were. Because that person that you were in the beginning of your relationship, your SP was attracted to. Your SP chased you, desired you, wanted to be with you. He pursued you. He was always fucking pimple. Oh my God. No, I don't. It's gone. I never get pimples, actually. I digress. Okay. He pursued you. He was attracted to you. He chased you. He was always wanting to get your attention. He constantly was calling and texting you. He could not wait to come and see you. He was always spending time with you. That is who your SP desired. That version of you is who your SP fell in love with, had feelings for. You need to become that version of yourself again, but the elevated version. The elevated version. All over again. I noticed a shadow and I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, so you need to become the evolved version, but you need to get back to that version of you, because how you see yourself is also how SP sees you too. So if you're shitting all over yourself, you're coming off with, I need to be with my SP or I just can't survive. That's desperate energy. That repels, that doesn't attract. What's attracted is when you are like, when you got the attitude like, I'm a bad bitch or man, I know exactly who the fuck I am and you're lucky I even want your ass because I got options. Okay? That energy for them is magnetic. That's the one that they want because they like to chase. So you're going to let them chase you. Now you're going to step into that identity again. Right now you're going to step into it like mama got a brand new bang, bitch. Okay. Or papa. And this is now who I am. Again. The one they desired. The one they fell in love with. That is now who you are. No other version exists anymore. No more desperate energy. No more needing to be with your SP, but wanting to be with them. That confident, evolved version of you. Now, I want you to fast forward. And I want you to remember when you met your SP and they were checking all the boxes. Everything in your relationship was amazing, right? And I want you to go to the time in your relationship where you did not question anything, nothing at all. Where you just knew that you were going to talk to them today. They talk to you all the time. You knew exactly how they felt about you. You knew they would come and spend time with you. You knew that you were in a relationship with them. You knew how they felt about you. I want you to remember who that version of your SP was. Who are they for you? Why them? You can manifest anyone you want. Why them? Why do you want them back? What is it about them? Spend like 20 seconds and remember that version of your SP. Do it now. Because that version of your SP, like I said, you didn't question shit. You knew. I need you to choose that version of your SP again. Forget who they were 30 seconds ago. And right now, see them differently. See them as your perfect person. Everything that you loved about them. And that is now who they are again for you and only you. Because the version of you in the beginning of your relationship, when you met your SP, and the version of your SP that won your heart, those two versions are what caused you both to fall in love. When everything was great in your relationship, this is what caused your relationship to escalate quickly. So you must have those two versions again. Because the reality is, no contact does not exist. You have been in contact with your SP the entire time. Anytime you think about your SP, they're thinking about you. Anytime they're thinking about you, you're thinking about them, which is why oftentimes you have to try not to think about them. Or you'll be doing something totally irrelevant and the thought of your SP will just pop into your mind. That is because they are thinking about you. There's not a day that has gone by they have not thought about you. Their feelings for you have never changed. Ever, unless you decide they have. So hold on to the feelings that they have for you, the things they've said to you, the actions they've shown you, because that must become true again. Ooh, like Beauty and the Beast. That must become true for you again. You need to hold on to that. You need to know this. You need to know that they're always talking to you. You're always talking to them. So what are you choosing to talk to them about? You need to control this, and we're going to get contact from your SP today. Just know. Because either way it goes, you're expecting something from your SP. You're either expecting them to contact you, not contact you, want to be with you, not want to be with you, want to talk to you, not want to talk to you, want to ghost you, block you, or want to be obsessed with you and do anything that they can to get your attention. Either way it goes, thanks, feminine, you are expecting something. It's time to expect something different than what you're getting. And you do this by knowing that you've always been in contact with your SP. You talk all day, every day. And you know this. So therefore it will push out into your 3D. And it's going to do that now. Okay? All right. Now, if you are new here, you're going to put on your crown. If you are not new here, then you're going to straighten your fucking crown. And you're going to straighten it now, because here we get what we want and we get it when we want it. We don't wait for shit. We don't wait for shit. The world is your playground. You curate your reality. When queens and kings give a command, do they have to sit there and check, wonder, question, worry, doubt if their command will be fulfilled? No. When queens and kings give a command, there's nothing to check. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to doubt. They know. They gave the command. It has to be fulfilled. There's nothing to check. That is now who you are. You're going to now know, and just know that this is how it fucking is. I'm going to tell them what to do, and they're going to do it. Okay, Mina. Yes, he's thinking about you. She told me that. She told me that. That's right, the feminine divine. And don't even get me started, bitch, on those $20 fucking spells. Anyway, if you're in no contact with your, and I do pause this live for just a couple minutes why you guys do this, okay? Now, if you are in no contact with your SP, or you're in contact, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to tell them to contact you. Okay, so you can say contacting, calling, texting, it doesn't fucking matter. However they're going to reach out to you naturally is exactly what they'll do. Okay, so if you're alone, say it out loud. I like to say it out loud because you say it with a little bit of backbone, a little bit of command, authority. Okay, if you're not alone, say it in your mind. Oh, thanks, poor tense. Don't look like a wacko. Okay, now you're going to tell them what to do. You're going to tell them, you are calling me right now. 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 Okay, if you are in constant communication with your SP, then you can move to the next step. You can say you're calling me right now, or you're coming to see me today. If you are long distance, you can just say you're planning to see me, right? You are going to plan to see me today. You are talking about seeing me today, some shit like that, okay? Is you are coming to see me today. You are coming to see me today. You are coming to see me today. If you're in any of the ships, friendship, situationship, relationship, marriage ship, any of those, then you have options. You can say you're calling me today, or you're calling me right now. You're coming to see me today, or you can have fun with it. You can say you're bringing me dinner tonight. You're buying me flowers today. You're watching a movie with me tonight. I don't know. You're giving me a massage today. You're giving me sexy time tonight. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It does not matter to you, to me. All right. So that is your task. I want you to start expecting and start knowing that it is done. It is done. I gave the command. That's a wrap, dog. Okay? That's all you need to know. All right? So get busy. Put on your crowns, straighten them up, give your commands, and expect them to contact you. And we're back. Oh, I have my daughter's entrepreneur. 14 years old, started her own business. And she'd be making money. She sells things for $1.50 to $5. Video editing codes. And she has a sizable following. And people love her. She's like, I'm the best at what because she believes she's the best at what she does. She's a video editor for these 3 chicks on TikTok. She does video editing of them. But yeah, she's like, I'm the best video editor. She believes that. So because of that, so do people. Like when she comments on videos of other people, like, oh, this was a good edit. They're like, oh my God. Like they're all starstruck by my daughter. She's obsessed. I got her this video editing software because she has a newer laptop than me. Go figure. But she does. She's amazing at it. She's good at it. It's cute. They're cute little fucking video editing. But she's like, she was reading me this comment. She's like, I replied to it. This girl told her 50,000 times that she loved her. And I was like, wow. She looks at herself like she's a celebrity, like a glorified celebrity on TikTok. She's got 15,000 followers. And for some reason, all of her videos are saved on my TikTok because she wants me to help her algorithm. So that's what happens when you step into the belief of something. People start to believe it too, right? People start to believe it too, over and over and over again. So you are now going to start believing in something, right? My daughter, I've raised her from the beginning that she could do whatever she wants. You're the best at whatever you do, right? We don't quit. We don't give up. We don't fold. And so because of that, she strives at everything. Her friends live somewhat in her shadow because my daughter will do something one time and thrive at it. They've been doing that shit for years and she's better than them. And I was like, that's just because for her, everything's easy for her. Everything is fucking easy for her. I try to raise her with things that I wished I had when I was a child. But anywho, Nanner, I want you guys to start believing something different. I need you, I implore you this weekend to start doing things differently. Start doing things differently. Start assuming and the things that you want instead. It does, feminine divine, it does. And stop buying all that shit, okay? You guys need to be careful, okay? I tell you guys, be careful who you buy things from on TikTok. I'm dead serious, okay? Because a lot of people will sell you something and then blackmail you. It's awful, especially when it comes to your SPs. And they say things and I'm like, what are they fucking talking about? Unless they ask for your SP's full name, birth name, mailing address, email address, social security, social channels. Unless they ask for all that stuff, be careful. Because they'll literally sit there, and I've had this happen to numerous clients of mine where they will literally sit there and say, I gave them all this information, bought something for $20 from them, a love spell, go figure. Gave them all the information of their SP, and then they turned around and said, if you don't pay me extra money, I'm going to send this all to your SP. All the correspondence we've had about your SP, I'm going to send it to them. I said, that doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Okay? I was like, that, first of all, it's a lie. Second of all, it's just not right. So be careful. Be very careful. Okay? And if you pay for a love spell from somebody or something one time and it didn't work, why the fuck would you go back? That's as stupid as you going and getting food poisoning from somewhere and continuing to eat there. Why would you do that? I'm not doing that shit at all. Let me go back for a second. So, your task today is to really sit there and ask yourself, I told you you're going to create 2 columns. What do you know about your SP? Favorable and unfavorable. And change the unfavorable. Okay? Also, I told you guys you should be going down memory lane and saying, okay, real quick, let me go ahead and just take a look at the unfavorable, if there were any consistencies, patterns, right? In the unfavorable things, what was said at the time of breakup? You know, what are they, because you're looking for language. You're looking for their language patterns because they're telling you without telling you. Okay. Also, what was your response to it? Okay. Because like I was talking to somebody today and he said that he told him, I'll give you space to think about things. I was like, oh, that's very important to know. That's very important to know because now space has been done. We're all done. He's had plenty of space. He no longer wants space. He now knows that he wants to be in a relationship with me, right? You have to dead that. You have to turn that around because if you don't do that, well, space is space. And so until you decide that their space is done, over, until if you've told them that you'll give them time to think about it, well, until you decide that they have thought about it and they know now what they want, they won't. They won't. So you have to decide that for them. You have to take what they said and flip it to benefit you. Okay? To benefit you. You must do that because if you don't, then this is what blocks the contact. Okay? This is what blocks the contact. And for the love of God, stop reacting to stupid shit. Everything should be designed to toot your own horn. Yeah, I told you, your ego is your amigo. Okay? Your ego is completely your amigo. Well, now he doesn't want to be left alone anymore, just Wowie. Nope. He doesn't want you to leave him alone for a while. He's all done with that. In fact, he knows now that he doesn't ever want you to leave him alone ever again. Nope. His time alone has ended. Okay? Time alone, yeah, I'll decide when you're all done with that shit and you're all done with it now. Right? I need to heal. Well, congrats, bitch, because guess what you are? You're fucking healed. Yeah, I will, Tyrese. I will. I love you too, bestie. Okay, like, I just need to think about things. You're all done thinking. You're all done thinking. Allow me to clarify your thoughts here because you're all done thinking. That time is fucking over. Okay. It's all done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to remember this shit. Okay? You have to remember this. Is these type of things are what's stalling the contact. I have a client like that where she was doing all the things right. We jumped on a call and I said, what did he say at the time of breakup? That's very important. I always ask you guys that. Now, unless we originally spoke, I said, what did they say at the time of breakup? And he said he needs to heal. He had some kind of injury. And so he needed to heal. I said, well, he's all fucking healed. All healed. Totally healed. She's like, she goes, okay. She's like, okay. Well, care to guess what happened? Contact. Because he's all healed now. And no contact was broken. Because she changed that. Just funny. Sure. What did you say here? I speak off the cuff. This is why I have meeting notes that take, this is why I have the meeting notes take effect when I talk, because I just talk. because I'm in the flow. And then they'll be like, can you say that again? Not the same way twice. Okay. So he told you to leave him alone for a while. Well, he doesn't want to be left alone anymore. He knows now that he never wants you to leave him alone again. Okay. He knows, he actually doesn't want you to ever leave him alone again. He knows now exactly what he wants with you, and he wants to be in a relationship with you. And he knows now exactly how he feels about you. Okay. We want to flip all of that shit. What up, Spaz? That's right. Nobody needs time. Time for what? No. You should be rejecting everything that they tell you that isn't what you want to hear. And I told you that the quickest way to reject it is just to say, I don't believe that. Right? Because you don't want to believe it. So anything in your reality, you should be like, I don't believe that. Actually, this is what I believe instead. I don't believe that. I know you love me. I know you're absolutely in love with me. I don't believe that shit for a second. I know. That's Lisa with the butterfly. That is where their minds get blown. Right? That's where people's minds get blown because they're like, oh shit. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday who was going through health issues when she met her SP, right? And I said, describe him for me. What makes him your perfect person? Describe him. She was talking about all of these things that he did for her, like caretaker wise. And I said, hold on. I said, stop. I said, let's try this again. I said, I want you to describe this person to me. What is it about him that caused you to want to date him and marry him? What is it about him? So then she started over and started describing his qualities. I said, here's the problem. I said, you have been looking at him as a caretaker, a provider of sense for you, helping you, and not as a boyfriend, not as a husband. And so because that's how you've been seeing him, I said, and I know this because that's how you started describing him. She's like, oh. I said, right. I said, because of that, and you weren't looking at him as husband, he had to reflect that. And he pulled back because that's how you're making him look. I had another client, same thing. And when she came across my video, she goes, oh shit. She's like, my mind was blown when you were saying that. She goes, I literally told a friend that I worry that he's just becoming my caretaker or provider or whatever, right? And care to guess what he said at the breakup? I feel like I'm just your caretaker. Everything she had said to her friend one time, he said back to her at the time of breakup. And when you see that, then you're like, oh, well, we should probably change that shit. So that's why you start now. That's why you have to start now. Stop reacting. I want you guys today to spend a whole day and toot toot, bitch. Toot toot. Everything they fucking do. Rave about yourself. Okay? You should do this every fucking day, to be quite frank. Okay? But let's just take one day at a time. Today, I want you to rave about yourself. I want you to go on this whole, toot of your own goddamn fucking horn about everything that makes you amazing. Everything that makes you amazing. Perfect girlfriend, perfect wife, perfect person in general. What makes you amazing? I want you guys to, that's right, major pain, toot toot. And I want you to rave about yourself. Because that's how you put yourself on that fucking pedestal. Rave about yourself. Everything that makes you perfect for your person, for society in general. Okay? And then I want you to now, because now you're going to put your whole ass on that pedestal. What up, Ray? You're going to rave about yourself because we need to keep yourself on that pedestal. That's your job today. And the second thing your job is to do is everything is about you. Everything is about you. Well, baby, I'm calling you after this shit, so don't get too tired. But today is all about you day. Okay? Where everything is about you. You're going to rave about yourself. On top of that, positive meaning about everything. Everything that they do is to get your attention. Everything that they do is for you. Whatever they post on social media, yeah, that's fucking you. They're all talking to you. Look at them. Look at him. How he's so cute. He's talking to me. Everything is about you today. You see them gaming online. Oh yeah, look at him trying to get my attention. Oh, he fucking loves my ass. Yeah, he is so in love with me. Jesus Christ. Oh, I know he's on my profile today. You don't have to go looking. We don't need data. You're not an entrepreneur. We don't need data. You shouldn't be looking at data anyway if you were an entrepreneur. So there's that. But anyway, because data taints your thoughts. That's all it does. So instead, you want to tell yourself things like, oh, I know he's looking at my profile today. I know he watched my story. Shit. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Under his fake profiles. Of course, he's got like 25,000 of them because he can't get enough of me. Because he can't get enough of me. Nadine, no. You can send him a fucking message. You can try to call him. You could try to do all that, but what you cannot do is taint your thoughts about it. You cannot taint your thoughts about it. Do you understand? I would highly recommend you just send him a message. With a little GIF, you know. I mean a GIF. A GIF. Not a gift. Okay. But that's what I want you to do, because you have to see yourself as the prize. As the prize. Like, I'm God's gift to society, bitch. What the fuck do you think? Like, excuse me? No. I'm the prize. Yes, only a message, Nadine. I'm the prize. You need to see yourself as that, okay? And you need to put your fucking crown on and don't take that shit off. Ever. Ever. Don't accept anything in your reality you don't like. I don't care what they post today. Do not accept anything today in your reality that you don't like. You'll start to tell yourself, nope, I don't believe that.